Hello and welcome back to the Liminal Branch Library, the archive in the seams tonight. Oh, I forgot to say, I'm your Archivist and Librarian, Mordio Crow, and tonight I am the GM for our finale of Root Severance Payback.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's finally here.
Yeah.
And before we figure out the end, we need to go back to the beginning, and by that is, I mean, who are these people here playing the campaign? Closest to us, we have Nova playing as Miffy.
I'm no longer in danger.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, we'll see. In the middle, we have Hambone playing as Milo.
Hi, I'm the cowboy type character.
And all the way down there on the end, we have Amasha playing as Ember.
Hello! I will steal anything not nailed down.
Mm-hmm.
And
all right, we gotta take a quick break to look at Hambone's picture.
Right.
I have no pants.
Oh
I mean,
my-
I know I don't have pants, but like,
Oh my god.
Yeah,
All
remember when I
right.
said Hanna-Barbera freak?
All right.
Wow.
Give me a minute to put this on screen at least briefly.
Milo's much older than I would have expected.
Yeah, Milo's homespun and wizenly, so he's pretty old for a bug.
That's true.
Like, at least 2
Ember
weeks
looks
old.
amazing.
Aw, yeah, I really like the idea. I came with like the hair
I love it.
spirals on top.
I love it. They're all great.
Wow.
Miffy sure looks fucked up.
Yeah.
Miffy been miffed.
Yeah, I've been miffed before, once or twice.
Yeah.
Miss me with that shit.
Wow. Look at these. Oh, the orders. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. Just like look at them next to you. Wow. You can see the resemblance.
Wow.
I like
You
that
know-
I have one bloodshot eye.
Tried to incorporate designs from elements from everyone's original color palette.
Aww.
Amazing. It's great.
As an
I love it.
This is easily
Fantastic.
the kind of thing where in a future campaign, like if this was animated, right? Like if this was an animated series and we had a future series that was focused on human characters, you'd see these three in the background at some point, right?
I thought you say it when we have the live action episode. This is what they're going to look like.
Oh yes, or the live action episode, sure. Right, because we've run out of budget for animation and no money means live action, apparently.
We did have enough to cast Danny DeVito as Miffy, though.
Oh my god. Who would you cast as everybody else?
Amber Chappelle
Wow, lucky.
and Milo is. Who'd Milo be?
Do you choose her because she's a redhead?
Yeah, maybe among other reasons, but
True.
Milo.
It works.
I don't want to say. What's his name? Louis Guzman. Probably a big work.
Wait, I feel like I know this guy. Let me look
He's a
him up.
character actor. He's in everything. He played Gomez Adams in the Wednesday series.
Oh, sick. That's a
Nice.
good choice. Yeah.
He's also the statue in Community.
I haven't watched that.
That's a good show.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Yeah, well, with our human renditions rendered and with our finale up, it's time for us to conclude. I guess we can cover a little bit about what happened last time. Last time our Vagabonds were in the midst of Captain Cruella Castor's manor when some plans went awry, as they often did, and Miffy ended up confronting her old mentor without the support of her party. A choice that nearly cost Miffy her life. And though she got her revenge, she ended up captured. And it was only after several days in captivity that her companions, Milo and Ember, were able to mount a rescue attempt. One that, well, it was not without bloodshed, and in fact, there was an uncharacteristic amount of violence from Miffy's two companions as they sought to save her, but save her they did. And so, we resume our game, not quite exactly where we left off, but shortly after, as Miffy, Milo, and Ember arrive at their little rented room on the upper floor of Featherflight, where they're finally able to hide away and treat Miffy's wounds to the point that you can sneak down to the bottom of the city without, the guard being like, why do you have a bloodied individual going down the lifts? Right.
Yeah, just stuff me in the Mr. Snowgood outfit. Take me
Yeah,
down.
I thought we were going to go back to the butthole, but okay.
Yeah, you'd have to go down the elevator for that, so I figured this is like right after the action.
Okay,
we can go down to the butthole later. Yeah. So, Vagabonds, I turn the table over to you for any conversations you would like to have. You've not had much of a chance to really talk, at least not until just now.
Have we cleaned Miffy up from the pain powder?
Yeah, as best as you can. If he certainly still hurts, but at least you're not constantly being exposed to it now.
Okay.
Oh, it feels like 1,000 needles in my body.
All right. Well, I think it's good that you can still feel, at the very least. It hasn't completely dulled your senses. I hold up two feelers. Okay, Miffy, how many feelers am I holding up?
Oh, 2?
Okay, good. Now
Okay.
we're gonna need you to. Can we look over Miffy, like how they've cared for her from her injuries at the manor?
Uncared for me.
There was some minor medical treatment to ensure that Miffy did not die from wounds suffered. Right? They were very specifically trying to test to see if the powder was lethal.
They
or
kept
not.
feeding me gruel.
Oh God! That must have really gotten to her if she doesn't want any more gruel.
Just
Well,
gruel.
I know it's not gruel, but I got you a little something.
What is it?
I made sure I kept it. When we finally got you back, and I pull out a little piece of cheese.
Milo! I take the cheese, shaky hands, stuff it in my mouth, crying like from Spirited Away.
Oh my gosh, this is probably from that feast we had up here in Featherflight, so it's really nice cheese.
Sure.
Oh yeah, because you paid for that really fancy feast to recover some
Wait, was that
exhaustion.
before you went to see me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We got dinner before. We got dinner before we came to get you.
Oh, I honestly, I didn't even think you would come. Not that you guys aren't great, but I just thought, well, I probably kind of messed it up there for you. I don't regret what I did, but, well, I really didn't think loyalty existed in this world. I thought it was fake.
No.
But you guys, I'm just still munching on the cheese.
You guys. You got any crackers?
You really care for a scumbag like me.
Ember just tackles her in a hug. I'm sorry, there's nothing
Aw.
stopping her from hugging her right now. It'll probably hurt.
Oh, that hurts, but it's better than the other pain I've been feeling. Milo, get in here.
I know, yeah, I give them a big hug too.
Miffy, we thought you were gone!
For a little bit, I kind of wished I was dead. It really, when I say it hurts, I mean it really fucking hurts. But, I'm glad I survived, and I gotta be here, and you know, I didn't really think about a future after my revenge.
Well, looks like you have one now. So you better start thinking about it.
Maybe when I'm in less pain.
Well, it will keep your mind off the pain. Unless you want to do that. You know what? That's your prerogative.
Well, I think I'll when I can move my arms again and, you know, give myself a better scrub down. You can start thinking about anything else, I guess.
Okay, we'll just leave you there standing, arms out, completely in pain until you're ready.
What? Where is that the catbird with us at all? Or...
Not at the moment. If you want to go seek her out, you can certainly go do so. You all let me know when you're done with this conversation. We can certainly spend the next week or so waiting for the pain to subside at the butthole.
Week or so?
Yeah, it takes... I have in my notes it takes 3 to 5 days for the pain to wear off.
Okay.
So
every
I mean,
so often...
I can work through a little pain.
Yeah, I figured, you wait up here for a day or two. Miffy can at least walk in the Snowgood outfit, and then you go back down for a couple days.
Okay, every so often during the days we're lying low, I go to Miffy, I go, Miffy, looks like we got a pain in the butthole. And then a tear rolls down her eye.
Well, I couldn't really understand quite the situation when you guys saved me. My eyes were a little bleary. But, did you kill a bunch of guys?
Milo kind of looks away and goes, we killed at least 3, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know if a bunch is a right term, but there definitely were deaths.
Yeah, had to do it ourselves without the old Mythmeister.
Yeah, I had to clean my spear after that.
Yeah, that was very aggressive. Milo kind of avoids eye contact for a while.
Well, killing's not for everyone. I understand that. But, I know it doesn't mean much. But, I was quite impressed. Once I remembered everything coherently.
Aww.
Thank you, Miffy.
Thanks.
Did you take any? Did you loot the bodies?
We got
some papers from one of the nerd birds that were there.
Yeah, we gave them to what's her name, Ella.
Yeah.
Details on the poison notes, which I can't decipher. But
I don't know. I don't know what was on it. If it's anything about notes about how I tolerated the pain, then she doesn't really need to hear from me. But I do have, I guess, some information about it. If depending on what maybe it's new, maybe it's not. Might as well tell her.
And
I think we should tell her, and also that you're alive, because she was really not sure.
Yeah. Although,
but does she care?
Well, maybe if we say we lost
sorry when she said she couldn't help us.
Well, maybe maybe if we lied and said Miffy's a goner, she'll give us more in compensation.
What? I don't think she would.
I don't think so.
All right, that's just a thought.
Not the way these contracts work.
I see. Well, don't they have cleaner costs or something?
The what?
Cleaner costs?
I don't know. We didn't really sign a formal contract. We never do, honestly.
I guess kind of have to will to people. Oh well.
I'm just imagining a scenario where you do try to pass Miffy off as dead.
You want to see our new member, Muffy?
Oh my god. Also, did one of the people that you happened to, or the birds you happened to kill, was one of them a shrike? I want to know if it's the one who experimented on me or not.
Yes, it was the nerd. The one they've been calling the nerd is a shrike.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I got a new word for my vocabulary.
I know you feel bad about it, but trust me, They were an asshole.
Yeah, of the people I had to put down, they were the easiest to do. At least emotionally.
Yeah, emotionally. Like, let me tell you, it was not easy. I know you weren't there, but my fight with Castor was crazy. I really did think I was gonna die. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
heard
actually use
you
what I
did
gave
like
you?
3 super moves against her.
Oh yeah, I'm really glad I convinced Ella to give me both of her poisons. Really came in clutch.
Oh, did you do
Yeah,
the secret
get it?
Miffy? Did you do the Miffy secret double punch?
I give her the whole 1-2, if you know what I mean.
Hey!
Oh, 1 and then 2. I thought you gave her the 1 and the 2 at the same time for the 3.
No, you're right. That's true. That's true. double handshake, foot to the face.
Ah, gotcha.
If it was, like a moving picture or something that you could watch over and over, it'd be pretty sick.
Yeah. If we had just look at a scroll real fast with it painted sequentially, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, someone should make that.
So I have no idea what was in what I gave you, but I hope it was helpful.
Oh, yeah, the poison? Castor, when I threw it, you'll never believe it. She also had one, and she threw it at me, but I threw it at her faster, so I knocked her in. She was in the tub, right? She was trying to duck under it, but then I started stabbing her, and then she got out of the tub, and there was poison everywhere. But then that son of a bitch pulled my mask off and made me choke on the poison.
And maybe what we did wasn't as bad as I thought.
Oh, no. You don't have to worry a bit. Maybe.
Well, maybe
I'm
you
glad
might
you
have.
did.
You know what? I think you eased my conscience a bit there, Miffy. Since I could have. Well, kind of shudders. Well, I guess it could have been worse.
Oh yeah, if there's anything I'm good at, it's making people feel better by how bad I am, and I say that sincerely.
No, I'm glad that you killed her.
Oh yeah, she needed to go. And guess what? You didn't hear this either, but she tried to make her come. She tried to make me an offer, to join her. Can you believe it?
Wow, after all that?
After all that, well, actually before all that happened, but before, when she spotted me, she tried to get me on her side, as if I would fall for it twice.
Ugh.
Well, I'm glad cooler heads prevailed in that regard.
Oh yeah, we were such a big threat to her. It wasn't even a question as to whether I could, well, I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't have been able to take her if I didn't get the jump. But otherwise, it was pretty good. As good as it could have happened as a 1v1.
All right.
Anyway,
Prodster, this is why you don't go off alone.
well, can you imagine if you guys got in the way? I would hate it if you, it was fine if I would have died, but if you guys died, well, I think I would really regret it. But this way, I have no regrets.
Fine.
Yeah, glad we're all here. Kind of looks around the butthole.
Okay, what kind of food do you want? Because I'm sure you have had nothing tasteful.
Well, that cheese really hit the spot, but I think yeah, crackers with it too.
All right, we'll get some hardtack for you.
We can do better than that.
All right, we'll get some pliable tack then.
I think, now that I've done this, I could really go for Dion's Den again.
Dion Stennies? Oh god, we should order in some Dion Stennies.
Yes.
I don't know if you
before
can
that-
order it in from across the woodlands, but it's a good one.
We'll get it by a carrier, Catbird.
Yeah. I got air mail or whatever.
Expect your dinner to arrive in approximately
We're not gonna.
3 to 5
order
weeks.
some we're gonna order some self-stable stuff, okay?
Okay. Sorry, I forgot to
like-
account for round trip, but that's fine.
Oh, is that all our value?
No, that's fine. So, I mean, continue talking if you all want, but if not, is there anything else you want to do in Featherflight?
Besides, just catch up with Ella. I'm trying to think of the right word,
Rendezvous?
rendezvous, but it's not declassify,
Debrief?
Debrief,
there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're able to meet up with Ella again. She does seem relieved that Miffy is alive. Though, of course, as mentioned, she did not aid in the rescue attempt. She apologizes for that.
I give her back the claws that I got from her. I know it was a loner.
Yeah, with the way they've been
like
fired.
I said, sorry, what?
I was gonna say, with the firing them, actually, expunge, you fire the claw part, so you're actually missing half the mechanism in both of them, but,
Well, now it's just a cool ring.
And now they're just cool rings. But yeah.
Well, I'm assuming you still want them, but
Yeah.
like I said, I'm glad I convinced you for me to take them. Like I said, I'd probably getting him into more trouble than you, and haha, boy, did I ever!
If you having them both can make up at all for the fact that I wasn't there to help get you out of the spot that you were in on behalf of the Marquis, then, well, makes me feel a little bit better about it. And she'll take them back.
We also give her the notes on the poison.
And so probably it's two separate conversations, right? First where the rings are returned and the notes are handed over, and a couple days later, Miffy's feeling a bit sprier and she's had time to go through the notes. You guys know a lot about the effects of it at this point, but she can fill in a couple other little details. Namely that the Eerie, of course, wasn't trusting entirely what the company was claiming, and so the experiment with Miffy was supposed to make sure that the Eerie wasn't putting its own soldiers in danger by using it. Remains to be seen what their thoughts on that will be, based on the fact that the experiment ended in the death of the person conducting it. So we'll call that one inconclusive.
Yeah.
But
there's someone in a cell that was in control groups so did you get the results, guys? Guys?
The control group.
Bodies.
The control group just sits in the sauna for a bit, just being like, does anything in the air potentially,
It cuts back to them. It's just a sous vide roast chicken sitting in a sauna.
Yeah, I think, let me take another look here. Oh, one thing that you guys didn't find out that she would be able to find out through the notes. Probably anyone who read through it could have found this one. But the company gave this concoction a name, specifically because it was targeting the cats of Marquis de Cat, but it's annotated as, for the 9 lives of the cats, we've prepared 10 deaths. And so this is the 10 deaths powder.
Oof.
Damn.
Oh, that goes hardcore.
Well, thank Miffy, you survived all 10 of those.
Yeah, cats are lame compared to me.
That's why I always steal their cheese and they can never catch me. It's starting to turn to Carl for me, I'm sorry.
They're always turning into the objects that I hit them with.
They keep falling for it when I dress up as a sexy cat.
Oh God.
Oh, but anyway.
I'm just kidding. They're my benefactors right now, so I'd like the money, please.
Yeah, for that you have to actually go to someone who isn't Ella. Ella is the field agent, not you'll definitely have to make your way back to more Marquisian territory to claim your spoils, which, if you recall, included several promises besides just money. But we can get to that when we get back there. For now, though, Ella will remain in Featherflight because she is, in fact, the Marquis's only set of eyes here, and she needs to stay and observe the Great Lord's reaction Over the course of the week or so that Miffy is spending recuperating, you are spending laying low, is, you're really used to this by now. You come to a clearing, you do something, and you have to hide for several weeks because all the guards are looking for you. Although in this case, they're not looking for Milo and Ember because you two did pull off perfect incognito. It's only Miffy that they're looking for, a mouse of that description this time.
What you're saying is we need to take Mr. Snowgood all over the woodlands.
Oh, yeah.
So you, over the course of that week, guards are patrolling, looking at places, but the security of the butthole is quite strong, and so no one's able to.
Yeah, our butthole is tight.
Okay, Ember will ask Miffy if there's anybody around that she wants to let know that she is alive. Like, she doesn't know if she talked to anyone when we first arrived or if she wanted to, but like after a near-death experience.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, I probably do need to talk to someone. Been kind of avoiding it all this time, but well, good as time as any.
Ember understands.
Yeah, I gotta go talk to my parents.
Yeah.
I picture this going two ways. Either they're like just as scoundrel and as unhinged as Miffy, or they're like the nicest, like Stepford, peaceful people we've ever met.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still living in where they were before, but at the very least I know, well, my father, he might, I don't know if he's retired or not, but we could always ask around. First where they used to live, and then second, around the boat company.
Yeah!
All right.
So I guess I'll go, I'm gonna look at my home first, see if they're, my old home, see if they're there. If not, I will move on to the boat company.
You look under the rug for the spare key.
Yeah.
And let yourself in.
So, Miffy, unfortunately, although you did expect it, they're not at your old home, which does make sense given how everyone's scattered these days. Having a home that's, granted, it was never huge, but it was, of a moderate size, right? It did have quite a few people in it at a given time, so it kind of needed to be of moderate size. But no, they're not there any longer, but after asking around at the docks, you're able to find where they currently call home, which is a very humble shack near the edge of the water, and not far from where you can see a ship, a familiar ship that looks very much worse for the years passing. Like, it's well rusted, but yeah. You're here.
Maybe this isn't a good idea. Maybe I go talk to them some other time.
Ember's behind Miffy like, no.
Miffy, you survived a room full of pain for 2 days. I'm sure this will be nothing compared to that.
I don't know.
Well,
I know you're right. I was gonna rip the band-aid, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Pushes Miffy forward.
Adhesive, what's the
adhesive
non-brand name?
Bandage?
Adhesive bandage.
And so
Alright, here I go.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nice Foley.
There's a moment where you can see like the lantern light bleeding through the windows as someone moves. And then the door opens. There you can see an older mouse. Whiskers sort of like, or like not whiskers, like first sort of starting to thin with age a little bit. He looks out the door, blinks a couple times. Oh, Miffy, you really are alive.
The voice is genetic.
I don't know why I didn't expect that, but it makes sense.
Oh yeah, Pa. I'm alive. I don't know how scruffed up I look
If it's been about a week, you probably are looking better. You're in like mild pain, but no longer like.
Yeah, I probably just look tired though. Still.
Yeah, more than anything else, tired. And actually, you know what? You're probably not like fully healed either. You likely have like bandages from where Castor stabbed you. You know?
Yeah.
For that. Just a couple of days ago, some of the Eerie guards came down and demanded to know if we were sheltering you. And your mother and I were saying, what do you mean sheltering you? You're the ones who told us she was dead all that time ago.
This is so sad, but also funny.
I'm sorry I gave you so much trouble even when you thought I was dead. Is Ma here?
And when you ask that, you hear who's that at the door?
Sophie keeps gonna sound like Goofy.
Oh my god.
Like,
sorry, I gave her the idea.
And when you ask, like you can hear her footsteps approaching, but first your father says, "Oh, wait a moment. Are you still mixed up with that awful company? Is that why they're looking for you again?"
No, I'm done with the company. You were right, Pa. I mean, it was good for a while. Felt like I really belonged somewhere, and I was really good at what I did, but they ain't got no loyalty, not like my friends here. And I gesture to my friends. Pa, this is Milo and Ember. They're my very best friends.
Aw, we give Miffy a little hug on either side.
Well,
it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Mouse.
He holds out a hand, which is, despite his aging features, still very steady. Has a good grip.
See where Miffy gets it.
It's a pleasure to meet you,
Ember.
I'll admit, I haven't been too keen of the company Miffy's stayed with in the past, but maybe this time it'll be different. I'm William Mouse, and at this point your mother arrives. Oh, and this is my wife, Miffy's mother, Minerva. And she looks at Miffy, and it's almost the same, like lean in and like blink. And we repeat the first half of this conversation a second time as Miffy's mother asks the exact same questions, But once that's covered, they do invite you in. They invite you inside with well, people are looking for you, don't you know? Why don't you come inside out of the light?
Ember over here is just like vibrating.
Oh, yeah, well, we won't stay too long. I wouldn't want to cause you any more trouble. But I thought I'd at least catch you up to what I've been up to.
Well, they look at each other. Well, Miffy, after all this time, we always would ask ourselves, well, where did we go wrong? Letting you get mixed up with those terrible folks, and then what happened, and you're gonna leave just like that.
Oh, I can't stay. I can't stay, Pa. They're looking for me, like you know. And if they find me here, it'll just cause you more trouble. But at the very least, I thought I'd give you peace of mind that I'm gonna be fine.
Don't worry, we'll look after her.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a tremble of the lips and then a nod. You're right. And who knows, maybe if you get back out there, you'll run into some of the others and you can show them too that you're different now. Melody, Mortimer, Milton, Millie.
No.
All your siblings and cousins,
Yeah, I think you're missing a couple.
No, there's more. There was that ... was, and the others,
No. I want to
You're
hear
gonna
them
spend
all.
5 minutes listing them.
Look, I can only list so many names.
Moogle, Huey, Louie, Mooey.
Well,
I assume you relay the story of what's happened, Miffy.
Ooh.
yeah, I'll preface it to say, well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm better, but I ain't no saint, as you know. I can't change my ways easily, but I think that with the right crew, that it's gonna be. I'm not gonna have the same troubles that I did before. Let me start from the beginning. And I go to tell the tales. I'm sure they're not happy to know that I did kill a bunch of people.
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask, like, how much do you glaze
specify?
over? Because
Yeah, I probably don't. I probably say like, whenever I killed someone, I say, and that I took care of it. You know. And then this guy, I also took care of it. And this other time, took care of it.
I took care of this guy right off a cliff.
And this other guy, well, I just bankrupted him. It was fine.
It's like, oh, dude, that's wonderful.
yeah. Like
You always knew you were a comrade as well.
I was in a play, though. That was fun.
It was a lot of fun. Maybe it'll.
Miffy did wonderful with that.
Yes.
Well, it was
well, that's
mostly Ember
exciting.
that
What
was
did you
the
do in the
star.
play?
I would just smash something.
So after a guy got knocked out, she took care of him in the afterlife. I'm sorry. I didn't mean this. I'm sorry. It's just with the three of you here, I kind of slip into it. I'm very sorry.
It was a very poignant part in the play, and it wouldn't have been nearly as effective without Miffy.
That's true.
She's exaggerating, but yeah, it was pretty cool or whatever.
And very typecast. Yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah, I think with Miffy glazing over the worst of the violence, I think you keep your parents from passing out at any point. But there's definitely strong looks of concern and brief pauses while they do snack breaks and steady breathing breaks, you know. But,
That's fair.
Also, we bring them a few jars of preserves.
Yes.
Oh, when you use that
Never
to...
go to a house without gifts.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, thank you. It's very kind of you to bring stuff, especially with the way things are these days. Oh, don't need to tell you how awful that company is anymore. It seems that, we always did say it, and now you do agree, but things have been tough around here. It's not easy to be a ship, to be a captain of a ship and not a company captain.
Where all do you go?
Well, I used to, Miffy could tell you, but I used to, do deliveries all up and down the river. But ever since the company came along, doing it all for cheaper and faster, don't really do that much anymore. Just kind of scrape the lake, grab some vegetation, but even that's not worth much. Yes, steamboats only really chugging along these days.
Oh.
I'm glad that came to realization.
I don't know. I just got a little soul death happened over me. I don't know why.
I'll see if I can let a few friends know about what you do. I have a lot of friends who like to travel. And siblings.
Though, very kind of you. Certainly would make things a little bit easier.
Well, yeah, a lot's happening now. I don't know how much we helped out here, but at the very least, to give you a heads up, there's something mighty nasty being brewed, and I just want to make sure you're safe. So, I think so you can take mine for sure. Here's one of the masks, just in case anything happens.
Oh, Miffy, what is this? What? Oh. You said some ominous things right there.
Oh, did I glaze over that part where,
Oh, yeah, right, the powder. You didn't. Right.
What did you think I was giving you?
I just forgotten. It's a very overwhelming thing that you just handed over.
It's been a very long campaign.
We did cover a lot.
Yeah, sorry, I was distracted by all of the taking care of stuff and taking care of your old boss. And...
Don't worry about it. It's taken care of.
Uh-huh. Oh. At that point, like your father takes it and your mother asks, like, well, Miffy, where will we find you after this? If we wanted to see you again, if it sounds like you're not coming back here.
Well, I don't think I'll have a permanent address anytime soon. Or maybe we will. I'm not really sure. There was some talks about land ownership. I don't know. But, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything, or, Ember, do you have, contacts around here or something? I don't know.
I might.
Yeah, I imagine, Ember, your contact network is probably a very alive one, right? It's like people are at places sometimes and other places not sometimes. But,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Depending on the timing, very much, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're ever, down south, Dion's Den is a great place, and I can hook you up with some really good accommodations.
Oh, Dion's Den? Isn't that a Dion's Den of criminals?
Nah.
Criminal, how cheap and delicious their breakfasts are.
Oh, Dion Denny's is amazing. They have such good mushrooms.
Well, maybe eventually we can head that way and...
Yeah, no pressure. Just as an option.
Yeah. And Miffy, your mother, says, well, I know you don't like it, but someday you are gonna have to retire. Your father. Like, well, yeah, the whole boat's really not looking so great. But to go all the way down to Dion's Den, there isn't even any water there.
You got trees, though.
I gotta look at the map again.
Take a look at the map. Yeah, there's a...
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It seems like Miffy's mother is more amenable to the idea that the father, who you get the sense has probably lived much of his life on this lake and on the river.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Either way, I'll try and let my siblings know that you've got a nice little boat to use on the river.
Won't inherit the family steamboat, won't inherit the family theme park.
They certainly do not have much of a family theme park, and honestly, looking out the window, you don't know they'll have a family steamboat for much longer.
True.
Unfortunately, with the company and their near monopoly on shipping these days, not a good time for the maintenance of that steamboat.
Well, I've been getting pretty good in with the cats, and they're all about steam power and cogs and machinery. Maybe I can send in a word. Maybe I can put some money in for you to fix up that boat of yours. The cats certainly could use your service, I think.
Sounds like a fine idea, Miffy.
Thanks, I got a few of them.
She's full of good ideas, I tell you what.
What?
Don't make fun of the way I talk.
No, I just like King of the Hill.
Well, I'll tell you that, Miffy, she ain't right.
That mouse ain't right.
Well, Miffy, are there any other topics?
I want to go to Dion's Den.
Dad.
It's not Daijobu, Dad.
All right. Are there any other topics you want to cover with your parents before you part ways for now?
I think that was the gist of it. I think that was it. I think that's all I needed to say. I've told them where I could go. Or possibly could fix up this boat. Sounds like they could get some extra, work somewhere else. So.
From the marquee, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's good. Well, I don't know if we stay the night or leave. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. If we're not in a huge rush, could stay one night here, and well, we probably should leave after.
Oh.
Yeah, sadly.
Well, certainly. Things here aren't as spacious as they were at the other place, but we always keep a spare handful of mattresses and blankets in a closet in case not in case in case some of your siblings or cousins ever came back. Yeah, we can take all those out, fill the living room. It'll be kind of like old times with how crowded it'll be.
Oh.
What's that, like 5 people? It's alright, it's
5 people in a much smaller house than when you probably had like a dozen in a slightly bigger one, or like, a moderately bigger one, right? You know? So it's like still not that crowded, but
Ember is taller.
Yeah. Certainly.
no, with that, some home-cooked food,
Oh,
and then you're heading out on your way, I think.
enjoy the preserves.
Mm-hmm.
We get a
Thank you kindly for welcoming us into your home.
well. Thank the both of you for looking after our Miffy.
We don't know where we'd be without her.
I hope that she seems to be in a lot better place than where she was back then, and I don't know how bad things got for her with the company she kept in the company, but seems like things are getting better, and I'm sure the two of you have a lot to do with that.
Well,
Well,
be sure to keep our eyes on her as long as we can. Make sure she stays safe.
Oh, thank you. Travel safe.
Thank you. You stay safe now. You hear?
And so, oh yes, hello Volo, have a good lurk. We've been perceived.
Oh,
But
Not the perception.
Miffy, both of your parents give you big hugs,
Oh.
and they say
not
to
so
you,
hard on back. I did get stabbed there.
yeah.
What?
Oh, that's probably
Don't
obvious
worry
from the
about it. I'm
bandages,
taking care
right?
of it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Considering the bandages.
yeah. Like, well, Miffy, this better not be the last time we see you. It'd be cruel. Cruel.
Vitubular.
I'm gonna do better to make sure that's not the case. See you around.
We'll see you real soon.
Whoa.
As we walk off, Ember will elbow Miffy and be like, I'm gonna get on you to rate them,
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
And then
it's
after,
really hard to write a letter when you're just saying I'll take care of it, and things are getting taken care of. Not much. Doesn't leave much room for detail.
You could talk about what you see. Like, we went into the woods for a while.
Yeah, we saw a bear. I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to hear that.
Oh, okay, fair.
well, I think that's better than anything else you might have done. Violence-wise.
Yeah,
Also,
you think
that wasn't so bad, was it?
Yeah, you think they'll think the bear is cool?
Oh, are you fighting a bear? It's always cool.
All right, yeah, definitely not something parents worry about.
Maybe not mention the
They know you
bear.
survived, so.
Maybe not mention the bear and just be like, yeah, we went on a walk and it was pretty. I don't know.
We
Oh,
found
right,
an ancient
got it.
city.
Yeah,
Was it
tell them
not
about that
pretty?
cool place we found and all the cool people we've met.
Was it not pretty?
Yeah. Yeah.
And also
yeah.
maybe not tell the part where you fell down the scaffolding.
Yeah, remember that, Ember?
Well, there's an art to writing parents.
Yeah, Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe you can help me with my letters then.
Yeah.
Well, that
I'm
sounds
not
like
so
a
good with
wonderful
the
idea.
words unless I'm pretending to be someone else.
Pretending to be a company official. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really good at that.
Mm-hmm.
You like to use words like synergy and paradigms.
Yeah, I hear they're called buzzwords, like they're very popular with the bees or something.
Ugh.
That's what I hear, Miffy. That's what I hear.
Business.
Numbers.
All right. Then I guess with that, we begin some traveling across the woodlands.
Do we want to take our break here, or... I know it's kind of early, but I do have to put the bird away.
Oh, sure. We can take a break here, put the bird away as we leave bird territory, and come back in about 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Thank you.
We'll be back shortly.
Okay.
All right, and we are back as our group, as our vagabonds depart from Featherflight. A good question was raised, which is, where do you all stand with your reputation? So I'm going to... Oh yeah, so open up your character sheets. And actually, let me see.
I did not expect us to be so favorable with the cats as we are.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like the way Ironroot shook out, really, there were two paths there. One where you were more favorable with the Eerie, and one where you were more favorable with the Marquis. And, once you're in one direction, just kind of where you kept going. Even though you did try to almost overthrow them in Dion's den.
That was situational.
That was situational.
Yeah.
Case by case basis sort of thing.
I stand by my decisions.
Me
Yeah,
too.
using the information you had available to you at the time, overthrowing the Marquis was the most reasonable course of action.
Listen, we can be working with the Marquis, but the people of the woodlands comes first.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
fair.
definitely shows in our reputation.
Yeah. I mean, I'm +1 with the denizen, so
Oh, you are?
yeah. I'm
I
a bug
am
with the
too.
people.
Never mind. I have a check, not a +1.
I have 2 check marks by the denizens positively, but not a +1. The +1 is
Oh, I have the +1.
Wow, really?
it's all of those fans.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that for recent events, we're going to mark. Here's what we'll do. So certainly, I think the Marquis did a pretty good job. Why don't we mark 2 boxes in favor of the Marquis for each of you?
Okay.
I'm marking this as
Let's do
2
my
because 1, you did the
signature.
job. That's 1. And I think that seeing as Miffy almost died, even though Ella knows that Miffy had her own personal grudge involved, it's like, well, Miffy also almost died for the Marquis' goals, right? It's like, so you're portrayed favorably in the report.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Also, doesn't I have a signature hat for my unassuming hat? Doesn't that mean I mark 1 extra for when I gain repetition
Let's take
if I'm
a
wearing
look.
it?
If that's what it says, then I believe you, and we can.
That's
do
also why.
Okay, so I'm gonna give myself 3, so I'm at 2 checks plus a +1.
I can't wait to hear my negatives in the Eerie and the Riverfolk company.
Oh, yeah, but actually, speaking of the negatives, Miffy, you also have some check multipliers. Are they all are some reputation multipliers?
I think they're only for negative stuff, but let me check.
Yeah, let's see. With your violence one, notoriety is doubled.
Oh,
Alright.
just in general.
Yeah, it says prestige you gain is halved.
Oh, so I only get 1 then.
I would say for this one in particular, you're still going to get the +2 for the Marquis because this is being relayed secondhand from Ella. But
Okay.
for other ones, most likely. Do you have something else that affects it? Do you have a piece of gear?
Oh, gear? I
No,
don't
it doesn't look like
think
it.
so.
That doesn't look like it. All right. So Yeah, let's talk about the eerie first, because the eerie one here, Ember and Milo pulled off the not being found one, so both of you are fine, I think.
Yeah, for all they know that I killed them.
Yeah, like.
But then again, we also shouldn't we get like a little positive because we were up there selling Mr. Snowgood snow cones.
That would be for the
they love that.
Probably, right?
You know what?
No, that's an eerie like hoity-toity place.
I mean, it's like an eerie concentrated one, but we were just like for the I don't know, maybe it doesn't count.
I'm just saying, it's the DMs,
Yeah, tell us, GM.
I think, you know what? Sure, we'll give you +1 for. I think I will lean on denizens though, rather than eerie for the Snowgood.
Right.
Cool.
Because while you did give some to eerie nobility or like eerie, guard and things like that, it's like it wasn't really wasn't really improving your relationship with the eerie government, right? Like, unlike what's about to happen to Miffy, who, honestly, I think your notoriety. Look, you killed someone, right? So first off, you got in the way of the eerie, so that's 1 box, right?
Hey, yeah. Okay, hold on. Putting it in 1 box.
Oh, well, let's get the total, because everything you get is doubled, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's like, so you got in the way of the eerie, but much like how I'm giving 2 boxes for helping the cats, I think it makes sense to give this 2 negatives, because this was like the personal goal of one of the great lords. So I think it makes sense to give you 2 boxes minus with the Eries, which then doubles into -4 boxes.
Is that just to me then?
Yeah, just to you.
Yippee!
So you go from +0 to -1 and 1 box checked immediately from this. The only reason it's not more extreme is because the Eerie could theoretically throw it off as you having a grudge against Castor more than them, which technically speaking you do. And that is really the main reason you were there. But like, you're now very much disliked. For the company, however, I imagine that while technically speaking, Ember and Milo would avoid a negative, like it wouldn't impact at the same time. But eventually, when word of who Miffy, Miffy was caught, right? So they know Miffy.
Yeah.
And then once things get back around, Ogden knows that you 3 travel together, right? So it's like eventually the company will catch on that you were involved as well. But perhaps due to strained relations, that doesn't bleed over to the Eerie. They keep that internal. But I think we'll mark the same -2 boxes for the company for killing one of their high-ranking, or rather not high-ranking. Everyone has the same rank of captain. But killing one of their particularly prolific captains.
So is that 2 for everyone or just Miffy?
2. That one's going to be -2 for everyone for company.
Okay.
Though Miffy gets -4 for the same reason as
Yay!
Right. That actually also put me over to -2 altogether.
Right.
So close to -3. I'm so close to -3.
Public company enemy number 1.
Yeah, when do I get to see wanted posters? I want the bad wanted posters of my face.
Oh, it's gonna be the human Miffy then.
Oh yeah, oh my god. It's like, what is that strange
pink creature?
At this point, you guys did see wanted posters of yourself and Velox's Ben, but they were much, they were pretty humble ones because you were mainly wanted for breaking and entering at that point. Now it's going to be a bit more severe, I think. You're certainly considered a localized threat, that's for sure. Yeah, I think that's where we stand for now. And so I know you all mentioned wanting to go back to Dion's den, but if you'd permit me, I would like to montage our way back there through a couple of the clearings we've been through so far, and we can end on Dion's den. Even though technically speaking, we're probably going to cross it at some point, but we'll focus in on it when you come back to it at the end.
I'd like to say right now, as we do the montage, every time we go into a new clearing, Milo is wearing a new fanciful hat.
Stacked on top or just swapped out? This is important to know.
Gosh, swapped out.
Swapped out. Okay. All right. Not a Team Fortress.
You don't know, but I have a bag of hatting that I've had on my person that I just swap out every so often. Well, it's gonna be it'll be fixed up in the Blu-ray release.
Got it. Okay. Oh, and here's another thing. I think Ember and Milo can each remove all of your exhaustion, 1 injury from the time you took resting. Miffy,
Heck yeah.
Miffy, you can remove your depletion. Your family will send you on the way with a bag full of provisions.
Oh, that's nice.
And you can remove half your exhaustion and 1 injury. The rest will come back over the course of this montage, probably.
Okay.
That depends on you guys, I think.
Alright, hold on. See if I get some montage music going.
Oh. Has Milo got something?
Oh, I was waiting for you to do it. I want to see if you had any
Sorry. I
queued
thought
up.
you were going to improv something for Milo to say.
Oh, it's just like, it's like the Ren and Stimpy production music of like that.
Got it. And with
Just
that,
play that over the VOD.
with that,
My brain
cool.
went to hamster dance.
The montage, the hamster dance.
Don't ask me why.
I mean, I like it too.
With that little tune being used for the jaunt, a couple months later, our vagabonds find themselves back in Velox's Bend in the early spring.
It's spring! Oh no, I'm shedding.
Yep.
It's done sprung.
Skip over winter.
Well, it was winter when you guys were in Featherflight. So, and this is very early spring, as
Okay.
winter's thaw finds the town of Velox's Bend still frozen. Not literally from ice, but due to the populace. When you return, it seems that your play did set off a wave of discontent, and now with months to brew, a season where work is slow over the winter, this has turned into a strike of the laborers and those who aren't formal company employees who own boats, which has led to a not full standstill of shipping. Company mercenaries are in the midst of repossessing ships from the strikers who had outstanding loans. And the company's still sailing their own ships, but compared to, not everyone was literally on the company payroll, though a lot of them were contracted by the company. So throughput through Velox's Bend falls way down. Asking around, looking around, it seems that the pigeons, who you spoke to before, skipped town shortly after all of this began about a month ago, a couple weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. Seems like they were putting on some incendiary plays of their own. And here, with your ears to the ground, certainly there are still the old wanted posters for you, but they have quite a stack of other ones atop at this point in time as the company cracks down on those they view as the leaders of these movements. Asking around and gathering information, you learn from your respective contacts in each faction that the Eerie, specifically Lord Adrius Chiradri, the one that Jasper was working for, sees an opportunity for the Eerie to prove their superiority as couriers. He's trying to repurpose the local Eerie guards into couriers capable of delivering information and lightweight packages across the woodlands instead. And so he's sort of looking for someone to help, make sure that his new Eerie, winged delivery service comes out ahead while takes a lead while the company is flagging. Meanwhile, however, the Marquis is learning from the company themselves and their past actions with their propaganda, and with the company's most popular story currently, not being received well, they're thinking about using their own printing press to get the people on their side. They're distributing information flyers about how much easier things would be under the Marquis and with the clockwork technology. Less back-breaking labor, faster boats, cleaner waters. And Major Bell asks if you would like to aid the Marquis in aiding the strikers flip the clearing from a company control.
So wait, sorry, which this is in Velix's Bend?
Yep, this is Velux's Bend.
I think they'd have to help out my dad for me to consider it.
I think to them that would be a very easy price to pay.
Yeah.
He needs a new boat.
All right, well, I think they can certainly help out with the boat, but the quality of pay will depend on the quality of results, so I would need you all to know, or to tell me, we're not going to go into detail here, because this is a montage portion of the story, but I need to know what's the tactic here for the party, right? You've heard the setup.
Well, I will say that I don't want to make a decision for everybody, so if people don't want to help the cats flip it, I mean, that's...
Well, I want to know what kind of help they're asking for. Like, are we being asked to murder anyone? Or is this like a...
Yeah, maybe we take a little break from murdering.
Yeah. Their goal is to have the people of Velox's Bend force out the company, whether that's by words or weapons, doesn't matter. And then to invite the Marquis to take control. Right?
Ooh.
That's what they want. They're not looking to take over by force because they don't want to. They need the company as a supplier as well, right? Yeah. Like, so they don't want to take over action, but they do want to have the plausible deniability of, well, they kicked you out and then came to us. What are we supposed to do? Say no? It's just good business, right? Like, that's what they want to happen. So your job would be to either, well, if you don't want to do the murdering's always an option. But if you're not murdering, then you're either inspiring the people to take bolder action, not necessarily murder, but, action that would force the company out, or inspiring or getting them committed to the Marquis' ideals and letting their, letting it broil over, but otherwise getting them all on the Marquis' side, right? So that when this does happen, that's that. Now, of course, that's what the Marquis asks. The Eerie was also looking for something, and you already know what the people are looking for, at least in some regard, too. So you can decide how you want to intervene and on whose behalf, and not all of these are mutually exclusive. Some of them are. So I'm sure I don't need to explain what the company wants because that is not a choice that this group will make. So. Yeah. Just tell me what you want to intervene, what your goal is, if that goal is supposed to be in service to any particular faction, and what your approach is, and we'll make a roll, figure out how it goes, and then we'll move on to the next town.
I mean, are we still, incredibly wanted here?
That's the other question I was going to ask.
Present concerns have made you technically wanted, but probably outside of Ogden and his immediate cadre, you're forgotten by the company at large, right? Like, a couple people breaking and entering and then doing intellectual property theft is not the biggest concern when there's strike breaking to be done. Right? Like,
even when I have almost -3.
Oh, that's true. You know what? They probably would be looking out for you specifically, Miffy.
Yeah.
Well, they'd have no reason to know you're in this clearing at the moment, right? So.
Quick, put on the hat.
Unless. Yes, explain this unless to me.
I see, this is a bunch of step 1... question mark. Step 2, profit, So the vaguest idea I have is use my notoriety to inspire the denizens to stop or to have enough of the river folk. Perhaps almost vigilante-like, right?
Like a
sway.
Like a myth Guerrera, if you will.
Was that a portmanteau?
That was like Shai Guerrera.
Oh.
So you share inspiring stories of betrayal?
Yeah, sway, sort of massage my story, my wicked deeds as something more noble perhaps. More like Batman-like, you know? But with killing.
Another play.
Batman-like, but with killing. Batman, if he killed
Well, I didn't
people.
actually kill anybody in this area, so.
No, you didn't.
I think you should put on a play, but it's V for Vendetta.
Or maybe it's like not a play per se, but it's more like, what is it called?
Rallies?
Public speaking.
I'm more like stunt, PR stunt, you know?
Flash mob.
Oh.
Like what?
A flash
mobs.
mob. It's hard to do that with
that would
three
be kind of
people.
funny.
I'm gonna say right now that Milo, I don't think he's gonna take it. He's just like, that sounds like an idea. But if he has any say, he wants to just incite them. Generally, not it's like one side of the company. Like if he kind of wants to hit the Marquis with a little bit of collateral damage from it.
In what
Try to
way?
instill just try and instill rebellion against the company, but also in general against oppressors.
So basically inspire the denizens to be denizens.
To be
And like
independent.
they have nothing but their chains to lose, sort of thing.
I mean, it could be more like we do half of the deal, right? Like inspire the citizens to kick out the
Like
company,
just
but
rile
not
them all up and then
necessarily-
be like, oh, we gotta get out of here, bye.
Yeah, like, you know, we did
I'm
the
down.
one half. Now you got to figure out how to sway them, and that better be with good policies.
Yeah, I mean,
Or will we back?
look, I'll just say, because this is montage period, if you get incite them, that's one thing. And the company probably, or not the company, the Marquis probably won't be angry at you inciting them and kicking the company out. It's like, that's mildly good. They appreciate that. But if you don't do something to benefit the company more directly, they're likely not to be like, well, you completed the job, right? Like, they'll probably just be like, well, that's neutral. That's neutral to us, right? Like, they won't
And
dislike you for
yeah.
doing that, but they won't particularly favor you for just kicking out the company. Right? Because their goal isn't to kick out the company; it's to take the clearing. Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who
Yeah.
it used to be controlled by. But hey, look, if you wanna kick off independence movement, that is perfectly valid. And like I said, it
maybe.
won't ruin your relationship in this instance. So, you know, this isn't
I
Dion's
like
Den, which
that
they currently
idea.
control.
But I am a little hesitant because Miffy, you wanted the Marquis to help your dad out, so we should probably do a
Yeah, it's
little something.
true.
What if we like hype up the printing press?
Like, just. Ooh, what if what if they had like a free library, right? So anybody can use the printing press.
Like we negotiate that as the thing to do it.
Yeah, well, see, sort of. So it's like we're inspiring the citizens to kick out the company, and the Marquis could be not necessarily we're helping them flip it, but it would give them more favorability, I think, if they shared their technology with the citizens. So
Yeah.
it's not just them writing propaganda. Everybody can write their own thing. More stories will get out.
I think they
When
would
everyone's
want to
special,
add-
no one's special.
Yeah, I think they would want to add at least a small price point to that because I don't see a free access policy being their first step, you know?
Especially if they don't control the clearing, right? Because that means if they don't control the clearing, then the company can come in and use it, the Erie can come in and can use it, you know?
Well, they can be picky about it. They can say, hey, I guess they still want to work with the company.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I say,
so-
don't.
Yeah, I would say negotiate a price point that would not be exclusive to aristocrats to use it.
Yeah, like maybe not a free library, but you pay like whatever the equivalent of 5 cents is to print out a piece of paper, you know?
The paper cost, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have some ideas there, which I think, assuming you're successful in kicking the company out, the Marquis would be amenable to. But brainstorming is not the thing that's
Decision.
going to earn you their favor or a lot of their coin in this case. But that's all right. Let's. It sounds like you know what you mainly want to do is to get the denizens independent. So let's roll based on that. Sounds like we're going to try to use the notoriety that the party, especially Miffy, has accumulated with specific acts of company cruelty to inspire people that their cause is just and to continue along that path. Is that correct?
I'd say so, unless someone disagrees.
All right.
I think that's our least effort positive way.
Just riling people up against the company in general, I feel.
Well, in that case, what I think I need you to do is I'm going to need one of you.
I should roll with notoriety.
Oh, you know what? That's...
But like in a plus way.
In a what way?
I should use my notoriety to roll, but instead of minus, it's a plus.
All right, so I think I'm open to that. Does anyone else have something they suggest?
I mean, if it was going to be just charm, like I basically have the same thing for it.
That's also fair. All right, why don't we? If it's going to be the same thing either way, then I guess it doesn't particularly matter. Whichever one of you wants to roll it can roll it, and we'll say that it's the same approach, right? Like, Miffy using the notoriety, Milo using the storytelling to emphasize Miffy's tale. Mm-hmm. Ember, you can, whether you want to play the same role as the props as you did before, or use your own stories, that's up to you. You certainly all have your own collection at this point.
I'm about to write the Commedia de Miffy. So, roll charm.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
Woo!
Yeah!
All right. Strong hit. And so the party... Yeah, tell me, so each of you specifically, right? What is the moment you feel that each of you has the biggest impact, right?
I don't know if this is exactly what you're asking for, but I want to say that, like, Miffy puts on a bit of a show where it's like, oh, that's just a mouse, and then flips the coat. Oh my God, that's Miffy Mouse! And everybody, it's like,
a mouse.
Get her! And
Miffy the mouse.
One step ahead of the company.
Yeah, exactly. One step ahead of the company.
Still, I think she's rather tasty.
And there, I was gonna say, is that Milo's contribution then, writing this musical number for this story?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ember, do you have a particular way you're involved as well?
I write like ballads how the company can't catch Miffy, and since they can't do that, how are they supposed to keep people safe, and they're incompetent, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I make props to accentuate the storytelling.
All right. With flair and musical number, the people are successfully riled up. And over the course of a couple weeks, which granted this was already in progress when you got there, a couple weeks further, it turns into overt resistance, and not long after that.
Yay!
So I'm going to give you each +2 with the denizens, and just -1 each with the company.
Okay.
So I get half for the denizens, which is just 1, and then -2?
Yep.
Okay, is it once you reach the full boxes that you click the plus number, or is it after?
Let me double check.
I thought it's like, once you fill it up, right? Isn't it you click it and then you reset everything?
When you fill it up to the new one, so if you have 1 right now, or +1 right now, and you fill up the box in front of that, and then you fill up the one in front of +2, then you go to +2.
So it's when you mark enough boxes to reach, not pass, reach the next number. It goes to the number. So
sweet.
All right.
I made it to 3. -3.
Hooray!
I'm now at -2.
I thought you were very far from that still.
I had 2 boxes left. I was at -2.
I mean, it's easier to get notoriety than like acclaim.
Yeah. Were you at negative?
Collecting.
Yeah, where were you at?
I was at -2 already, and then I had 1 more box to fill till I reached the next level. Oh wait, is it more like this? Hold on.
You would have.
would it be like this?
It would be like that. In order to get -3, you have to get all the way up to -3.
Give it some time.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Let's see what the next feelings have in store. And with that event behind you, we swing by to Pallet Crown. That particular, actually, yeah. Well, so that particular one in early spring. In early spring, Pallet Crown, it's being refurbished by the Marquis. This is where you told them to pick up the information, and they see this as a forward observation platform potentially into Eerie territory.
I mean...
And so with them, they knew the location. They're starting to refurbish it. All of the ruins have been cleared out, except for the ones with some historical value, which even then, those ones are more being examined for Eerie secrets than they are being preserved for historical grounds. There's like a little warehousing area, a training ground.
Wow.
And here, you learn that the Marquis is trying to clear out a group of Eerie exiles who are attempting to redeem themselves in the Eye of the Eerie. These are Eerie soldiers who lost Ironroot and for their failure were banished, and so they're trying to incur on Marquis territory on their own. If you all wish to, you are more than welcome to aid the Marquis in this task, but if you don't, you can be on your way.
Milo is frowning as he looks over everything they've done.
Hey, they sucked at Ironroot, so...
I'm not
Just saying.
I'm not opposed to them attacking, but I don't see a need to join in.
Wasted a perfectly good site for the military. Damn. Well, we didn't tell them about the bear, did we?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, no. Let's keep it that way.
I think most places assume there's bears in the wood, or most people. That is the base assumption. All right. Well, with that in mind, then we move across. Technically speaking, you pass through Dion's den. We're going to go back there later, so we're gonna come back. We'll come back to that one.
We swing around.
No.
You swing
around.
We're
gonna meet Cyber Arrow now.
So something you learn as you enter Ironroot in summer, a particularly stormy part of summer with thunder and heavy rain, you learn that the efforts of your Dion's Den independent-minded compatriots have borne some fruit. Namely, they did succeed in rescuing Killian Champenois' father from imprisonment.
Yay!
The problem with that, however, is that Killian Champenois had gone back, of course, to make sure that his father was treated well. And over the course of the attempt, well, it wasn't perfect, and although they got the father out, Killian himself was taken once more. And now without his father being used as leverage, he doesn't contribute to the Eerie's attempts to make clockworks. And without his contributions, he is treated much, much worse. And so we find the Vagabonds, and now I'm going to assume, in the last ones I gave you choices, this one I'm assuming you're trying to rescue him here. If that's wrong, you can let me know. But otherwise, I feel like you're going to try to do... What was that?
He's just a guy!
Yeah, he's just a guy. So, in this case, you have your choice of approach, whether that's sneaking in, sneaking out, violence, or, using some manner of subterfuge. I just need to know your approach on how you're trying to get Champenois out.
Probably just sneaking out, my guess.
We managed pretty well on that.
Yep. And, there's always violence as plan B.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, then
Plan B is a knife.
Yep. Mm-hmm. In that case, I'm going to need a roll from one of you, a finesse roll, because it's going to be roguish feat, right, for stealth, and I know multiple of you have it. Whoever has the highest stealth.
I just have +1 to finesse.
I have a 0.
I also have +1, so...
One of y'all, I can support
Miffy
you.
should do it.
Me? I don't know, but
Miffy
I'll
has 0.
try.
It's the same one. I want everyone to roll.
Everybody roll now.
Well.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, you were shouting.
All
I
right.
was.
And so, with this, you're able to find Killian Champenois not too far from where our campaign began, in the prisons beneath Ironroot. You learn that the Eyrie has tried several things to get the information out of him without his father as a hostage. Promises of payment, threats of what they'll do to him, beatings, and now they're seeing if constant manual labor will break him, and if it doesn't, well, soon he'll be a test subject for the 10 Deaths smoke.
Ooh.
But you're able to sneak in using your familiarity with, well, not the same prison set. That one's still flooded and unusable, but with a different set of tunnels.
I need you to tell me that Arrow survived.
I mean,
Well,
Arrow's
we'll never know,
not
'cause
imprisoned
those
here.
tunnels are still...
Sorry, what was
Sorry.
that?
No, I was saying, we'll never know, because those tunnels still are flooded.
Yep. We'll never
Arrows
know.
Has grown gills.
Who knows where Arrow's at right now and what Arrow is thinking.
We do find, as we explore, that Killian is also in the same prison as the former Lord of Ironroot. And the worst part about it is he's his new assistant, and that's worse than anything the Eyrie could have done, honestly.
Wouldn't that be awful?
Yeah.
But
Oof.
you do manage to free Champenois. Once you're free of the tunnels, and because you're doing a stealthy approach and strong hit, they're none the wiser yet. Champenois confides some information in you. He asks if you remember one of the canaries who was your prisoner, the one who was really interested in the clockworks and trying to learn how they work.
Is that the one that
Yeah.
Ember made friends with, or?
Mhm.
Yeah, we chatted.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was really into it.
yeah. Kula Two-Tone.
Tula!
Two-tone.
Yeah, the canary who literally has that thing bird. I'm sure plenty of animals can get it, but the ones with birds, it's often very striking where different presentation split down the middle of the body. So like one side's a bright red, the other side's yellow.
Yeah.
Champenois relays that they're trying to use all they learned from Killian to make their own flying clockwork. A clockwork that Kula...
Clockwork.
Yeah, a clockwork that Kula seems to believe will be used to carry people and supplies, which Killian confesses that he thinks is actually to carry and drop the 10 Deaths smoke.
Ew.
Killian
no,
expresses...
Kula can't know that. He doesn't know that.
Kula, you're too innocent.
You're Chula Kula.
Killian expresses to you all how he thinks that the bird has a keen mind, and though the bird is assigned with the company and, trying to make money, that his heart isn't too far, or their heart isn't too far gone. And so Killian would regret leaving them behind to be used by the Eyrie.
Oh.
It's up to you guys
I'm
if you want to
definitely
try to
gonna go talk to
intervene here and invoke a second roll or not. But
Ember will go talk to him and be like,
They couldn't have told us as we were escaping, or
sorry, what was that, Hambone? I missed that.
they couldn't have told us that after we got
Kula's
them
not in the
out?
prison. Kula is up in the
Oh.
town. But yeah, Ember, if you want to try to talk to Kula,
go
feel
for it.
free. Roll a charm roll for me.
yeah. Ember's like, Kula, no, they're using you and your brain.
They're
Damn it.
making you do a.
Okay, it's
They're
not too
making
bad.
you do a war crime.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
I know this is a weak hit, and a hit is still a success. And in this montage,
True.
we're not getting as much into the nitty-gritty. So I think with a weak hit, it takes some time. But Ember, is there a particular line of reasoning that you think would particularly resonate with Kula? Or is it just the heartfelt plea of Ember that, impassioned pleas?
It's a mix of that, the big sappy brown eyes, and they won't actually do what you want them to. You know that the Eerie are using all of the information that they get and have to make problematic machines. And yes, there could be some good things done with them, but they're not doing them. They're not. And that is a problem for everyone. This would actually get done positively, not here. Like, if you want to help people themselves. Don't help the... What are you called? What are
The warmongers.
Yes.
I think like that is like the summary of a long back and forth, right? Like that is the key point of it. And after this discussion going on so long, Kula looks at you, having been completely surprised to see you again at all after your escape.
Yeah.
And navigating the complicated feelings of being, it's like, well, how much of what that conversation was being used and not, and then to hear you say that they're being used by someone else, But you can see the words take hold, and with a small nod, they admit, "You're right. I think I haven't noticed that they're bringing in all this strange stuff they don't want to tell me. I don't know if we're going to bathe other clearings in fire or what. I just thought if we could move stuff and food and medicines from one place to another easier, without the bears and the paths and the bandits." There's a bit of a sigh, right? It's like Kula wanted to believe and was probably getting compensated well for this expertise.
Yeah.
But with that...
And it's a great idea. It's just not happening here.
You're right. It's not happening here. And the rest of the escape happens on Kula's prototype flying machine, which does not fully function at this point in time. So it is a very chaotic escape with birds flying after you, firing arrows, spinning around trees as you all work together to try to get the controls back under control, but eventually skittering. Not long after that, without their flying machine and without an easy way to distribute the powder in wide sections without relying on their soldiers, the Marquis and Eerie do clash, and the Marquis has an advantage thanks to knowing about the powder in advance, coming prepared with their own gas masks, and the Eerie, though they attempt to deploy it in Ironroot, it is a very messy battle, which the Marquis is eventually able to win, though the Eerie does destroy the route that they retreat upon, removing the path from the clearing, or from the woodlands.
Wow. And
so
you've made a Marquis Eerie Oreo out of Ironroot.
Yeah. I just thought, if you guys successfully getting Champenois out of there is something I thought you would definitely do, but you would only have gotten a chance to get Kula out if you rolled well for Champenois, and then there was a chance of whether you'd succeed or not for Kula. So getting Kula out of there gives the Marquis the edge they need to retake the clearing without major losses on their end, and the area is now on the back foot. As we move towards Dion's Den, where the recent successes of the Marquis and their desire to play a little bit more of a diplomatic role have led to a peaceful transfer of power from the Marquis to the denizens of Dion's Den, who are recognized for their contributions to the victory at Ironroot. Not only did they save Benoit, but they did numerous scouting ventures over the past few weeks, the past few months. All of that was incredibly valuable to the Marquis, who recognizes them as a potential as more valuable as an ally, because that will allow them to spread their military more towards the front line and not worry about occupying here. At least
They're no longer the front line.
Right, yeah, at least for now, as these things ought to be, or not ought to be, ought to, as these things ought to be in a tabletop campaign setting, I should say, as these things are. And so the party returns to Dion's Den to celebrate. What is this? Is this the wrong thing I clicked on? This sounds very choiry.
Somber.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's somber. That's definitely the wrong thing.
Put on Yub Dub.
That one I don't know. Oh wait, that's the Endor music, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll find something a little bit more lively. But while I'm looking for that, you all arrive at Dion's Den, and this is where we're going to zoom into. But while I'm zooming in, I want you to think about where you all are getting your property from for the Marquis. The Marquis promised you some landed property in Great Wood's End. Now, you're welcome to accept that, but you're also welcome to ask for property elsewhere in an area the Marquis controls or did control at some point, so that would include Dion's Den. You're also welcome to pool your rewards and get a single large estate, or have a small one each to yourselves. So I'd like you to think about that and discuss and or just say the answers out loud while I find something a little bit livelier, because I wrote something somber in my notes instead of fun.
So I'm assuming we're talking this with the liaison.
Yeah, like it also it would be something where you wouldn't necessarily need to decide right away, right? You could be provided a missive, right?
Pamphlet.
Yeah. So.
I guess, I don't need nothing much, just a little something, like a shack, If your folks' place seemed pretty nice, I wouldn't mind something like that. Wouldn't stay there for too much long, though. Think the road keeps calling me, so maybe just a little shack and some sort of carriage, some beast of burdenless carriage to wheel me around would be fine.
A beast of burden. I wonder what that would be. Everything's sentient here.
He said beast of burden less.
Yeah.
Burden less? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to attach like a
so like a hand cart.
That's inhumane.
Oh, okay.
Like a hand cart that you pull yourself.
A private servant to.
No, I've seen those Marquisi at a two-wheel majigs that they have with all the gears and the chains.
You want a bike or a car?
Oh, is that what they're called? A bike car or biker car?
I think it's called a big gabonga.
Oh, bigabonga. Okay, I'd like a bigabonga, please. Something
big gabonga.
And a saddlebag, if you can.
I think they are certainly able to provide you with a clockwork transport of your choice. You've seen like the tunneler, for example, capable of transporting itself, and not just that, but excavating. And so something to travel between clearings with at a personal, with a bit of supplies and such scale, that's doable for them. And they can certainly reward you with that.
No, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Now, it's not going to be the fastest thing in the world, but that's the price you pay for, convenience in this, at least so far. Right?
Well, I just want to see the sights. I don't got to get there as fast as possible. The journey, not the destination.
Yeah.
And certainly it moves as fast as
we've all been on, huh?
And so I missed slightly, but you said you were fine with a small shack somewhere. Did you have a preference where?
You know what? Can I get it? If I get something just out of the way, let's say between Velox's Bend and Milltown, somewhere between there for no particular reason.
I mean, certainly you can, though I would say outside of any clearing, it's usually considered quite dangerous, but they're more than happy to build you a little hermit's hovel.
Edge of town.
Yeah, get me it off the edge of the west side of Milltown if you can.
They are certainly able to do that. Yep. All right, what about you, Miffy, Ember? Where would you like your landed property to be granted? I'm gonna make a mini Milo. And I'm gonna put mini Milo where your house is.
Oh God, I'm spawning. Oh, help! I'm budding. Everyone get out of the way.
Yeah, this is what they
I'm
call
budding.
asexual.
Do we even go to Great One's End?
No, you never went there.
Nope.
It's the marquee capital in this region. Like, you know, that's where they first arrived. There's lots of. This is where that's where the tallest redwood trees are in the entire woodland. Very dense forest along this southern edge.
You know, why don't you put my little area? It's gonna be more like a P.O. box sort of thing. Like, yeah, I don't mind it cramped. I like my butthole, so something butthole-esque.
Yeah, that's what you call
On
it.
the southeast of Milltown.
Okay, all right.
So we're
Like we're
having
gonna be neighbors, Miffy.
the farthest neighbors you can be on Milltown.
Just I can catch you around the place, then. Amber, what are you thinking?
Huh. I don't want to be at home because if I'm in Dion's den, it's never going to be empty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think I'll also go over into Milltown Kind of,
Hey.
and just have a nice little space that's close to home, but not so close that I'm seeing everyone all the time. But
I get
also
that.
a nice like area, and I'm with my friends.
Yeah.
So, important question for you, Ember. Are you also being just outside of town on the opposite end? Or are you actually going to be in town?
Absolutely not. She's gonna be in the city.
Okay, that's.
She's a bustling modern girl.
Yeah.
On the edge.
I just wanted to know if we were doing this whole surrounding Milltown with some kind of
Oh my
weird
gosh.
transmutation circle of player characters or something. You know.
No.
It's now going to be called Mifftown after this spell is done.
Wow, that's a good name, actually. I like it.
Ember's gonna be in the city.
It has a certain je ne sais quoi. It has a certain sentence.
Oh.
Je ne sais moi.
Miffy, you haven't even moved there yet. You're already speaking like a local.
All right, and with that, now we can focus in on Dion's Den because I also have livelier music as we approach the time of the festival where
Ooh.
everyone's getting ready to celebrate. In fact, perhaps the actual official proceedings are happening right now, and everyone's just waiting for someone to come out and say, "And the documents have been signed. You're officially independent, right?" So, like the
Hey,
marquee,
everyone, we're all getting laid.
the marquee officials and the higher ups at Dion's Den, which includes a lot it includes a wide variety of people, including Bachman and Saren Banco, the two of the community members that you recruited to the independence movement before, but as well as a handful of other that you aren't aware of, or rather that Ember probably knows, or at least knows of, but like weren't
Personally.
involved before, but have all been swept up in the. Oh yes, it's. I forgot to mention, we talked about it being summer in Ironroot. We're now in autumn again, much like where we were when we got here
Ooh,
at the beginning of the
wow.
campaign. So it's been a full year since inspiring this
Wow.
independence movement. So more
Wow.
people have been swept up in it since then.
Aw, we all forgot each other's birthdays. Aw.
It probably happened during some of the montaging or the travel sequencing.
I'm sure.
There's just like one frame of us in party hats.
But here, as everyone's getting ready and waiting for the party, quite a few of the NPCs who you've interacted with are scattered amongst town. Killian and Benoit are here, having been, the Marquis controls Ironroot, but, well, they don't really want to be there right now, I think that's reasonable. So they came back to Dion's Den while Killian recovers. Jasper, as well as Ember's parents, are all here. Kula Two-Tone having been freshly put in their 0 days notice to the company and to the Eerie for that matter are here. You spot across the way the twin pigeons, Livia and Indigo, who have wandered this direction after inciting a independence movement, or rather, adding fuel to the fire of the independence movement of Velox's Bend that you all sparked. But if there's anyone in particular that you want to talk to, feel free to seek them out, or I'll have some of them seek you out if you're truly lacking for inspiration. You don't have to talk to everyone, of course, but you know.
Wizard Bird.
Wizard Bird!
Here,
of course.
Did they pull him out?
They did manage to get Azure Gran out of his hovel for this celebration. He is fluffed up, right? Like, you know, looking relatively relaxed. Starlings, when they fluff up, they're very pointy, I feel. That's my personal opinion. So he's very pointy looking, but the fluff up does mean that he's relaxed looking around. If you go to speak to him, he does recognize you all. Like, that's the greeting.
Stars tell you we'd be here?
No, don't need the stars to know that the farmer will return to the field when the seeds reach the point of harvest.
Yeah.
But this is not a bad harvest. No. This piece will be beautiful. Brief but beautiful.
I want to make you some more muffins sometime. What flavor?
Flavor. Seasonal.
Oh,
Something.
actually, we got a little something for you, and I pull out a small jar of the preserves we've been holding on to. Should go well with your biscuits.
Takes. It's a good thing I keep some on me for just such occasions.
He just has pocket biscuits.
Pocket biscuits.
Yeah.
It's just like with like a quick shuffle of his wings. There's suddenly at the table he's sitting at a tray of biscuits that are now freshly, like ready to have preserves put
How
on them.
did you do that?
Come on, Miffy, loosen up. It's a party.
No. This is great. This is
Okay, I guess
enjoying
we're just gonna
yourself.
ignore where that came from.
Yeah.
Now, if I
It's just
recall,
him.
you had quite the fun time when you saw our good acrobat putting on a show, if I recall.
Yes, that is so. It was enjoyable, and I hear
Oh, you can't.
I hear there may be shows of a additional nature at the theater soon.
Yay!
Oh,
Excellent.
Oh, of course. We got 2 star performers coming up around here. And you know what? If you play your cards right, I think I can introduce you to them. Get you some free tickets.
Distrusting after previous encounters.
Oh, don't
the
worry. No
biscuits.
politics involved this time. Well, at least on this. Well, yeah, no politics at the time.
There's like, you say no politics involved, squints. At least, eyes relax. You said, well, and then squints again, you know, just like,
Listen, art is politics. You gotta get over it.
Yeah. Listen, you telling me that something completely devoid of politics is something that's worth watching? Looks at the camera. Maybe you're right. I don't know. You do you.
perhaps some wisdom, some. In the words spoken.
Well, you know what they say? Wisdom is simply the domain of the whiz. Now enjoy yourself tonight. Have a good one.
And so you each have your biscuits with the preserves on them that you are welcome to enjoy over the course of
Yes.
walking around and talking to others.
Absolutely.
All right. Anyone else that you
Ember's
particularly
very
want to see?
pleased. Ember's
How's
very
the mayor
pleased by this
doing?
encounter. Sorry.
Well, that's good. That's good. For
Or
mayor,
should we say former mayor?
So you ask around a little bit, and the mayor is not currently here. He's involved with the paperwork because, again, technically he isn't the leader of the hearing with Marquis Blessing. But you hear that he's actually going to be the interim lord of Dion's Den until the new government is officially brought in, which is expected to take another couple months.
That makes sense.
People mostly know what's going to happen. Sounds like there's going to be a council of regional representatives and a few town-wide decision makers. But for the most part, there's just some logistics that are settling in, and it was viewed as more fun, basically, to have it at harvest time, the actual sign over. And also, it'd be a better festival. And also the Marquis in a good mood now. Let's not wait a couple months and see if they still are later, right? Like that's the other part.
Yes.
So the mayor's currently in the signing, but you'll very likely see him soon. If there's anyone else you want to talk before the party really kicks in, though.
Yes.
Action pause. Yep.
Yes. Good old Otis.
Did you have someone else, Ember?
I have several people, so continue.
All right, we'll go to Otis, then we'll let.
Okay.
We can let Ember pick the next one after Otis. You find Otis in a very good mood, who is, already eating well. It's like you find Otis probably with a mouthful of food. She's like, "I was supposed to be waiting, but it's better when it's warm, right?"
Absolutely.
You're right.
Well, look at us, Milo and Otis, back together again. I don't know why that's significant, but I felt like saying it.
Well, it's significant because you helped put me on a bit more of a measured path a year ago, and I thanked you at the time. I don't think I really understood what I was thanking you for. I don't think we would have had a lasting peace here in Dion's Den the way I was pushing for it. Even if we had gotten independence, the Marquis would have tried to retake us. The Eerie might have moved in. But here now we have the Marquis on either side, and they're willing to endorse us. So I think I think you had the right of it back then. So it only makes sense that we're all together again here.
Yeah! I'm so glad that things have been working out.
Yeah. On the straight and narrow, hopefully.
Well, as far as we can with Dion's Den.
Yeah.
Right, Emperor?
Just evil laughter.
Yeah. And Otis
Where's
says,
Romeo?
"Where's Romeo?"
Oh dear.
I don't think Otis knows.
Who wants to know about Romeo? Who's asking questions? Romeo's incognito. It's top secret information. And Otis,
Romeo's one of the waiters serving hors d'oeuvres here.
Oh my gosh.
Romeo pulls up to the table, gives a nod to Otis, who you get the impression that they've met a while back now at this point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you got a Jasper-like situation. Gotcha.
Yep. Romeo says, it's like, "Oh, I see. You're just talking to the who's who, and you had, of course, to call Romeo in. Makes sense. And hard at work here, like you suggested. Hard at work all over the southern woodlands this past year." Like, wiggles the eyebrows.
Good.
All over.
I see.
I don't like that, what you're doing with your eyebrows.
Just
Well,
makes eye
with all
contact
those
with
puns.
Miffy and keeps doing it.
Well, I suppose with all that work, you finally got enough funds to get yourself a little bud hole and call your own.
What?
I know, a bud hole, right, Miffy? Miffy, I'm sure you got a lot to tell him. You think you impressed Miffy before, they truly outdone themselves.
Listen, you're not a real bad, what's the word I'm looking for?
Scoundrel.
You're not a real hot shot unless you got a butthole. I'm assuming you have one, right?
Mouse is gonna have to explain the meaning of this word to Romeo, because Romeo has no idea what you all are on about.
A place where you hang out with your buds. Your butthole.
Like, any place.
It's gotta be secret though. You can't just be pitching it out to everybody, you know. Only the real homies, you know.
Oh, I see. Romeo understands. Romeo has exactly what you're asking about.
Right, sure, I'm sure. And I guess you and Otis are real buddies then, huh?
Mm-hmm, there you go.
You say that, and Romeo's like, oh, we're buddies, sure. But Otis is like, I don't know what a butthole is, and I've certainly never been to one.
Just explain what a butthole is.
Ember's just dying on one side of the table.
Seems like you two are what we in the bug world like to call a Naruto and a Sasuke.
What?
You know, sort of volatile best friends.
Which one's which in this scenario?
I've no idea.
I think Romeo is very much a wild card to be put into either of these characters, but...
I think he's a Naruto.
You think Romeo's the Naruto? And Otis is the Sasuke?
like Otis is like the person, he was sort of like going on the dark path, right?
Like, so, I'm cool. I know what I'm doing.
You know what? That's fair.
He was manipulated. That's Sasuke behavior.
Okay, how about the Goku and Vegeta?
I think...
Anyway.
Did you take part in rescuing the father, like I said or mentioned?
Oh, yeah, like you mentioned that. And Otis starts to answer and is like, yes, there was a team of us, and Romeo's like, Romeo joined the team at the last second, got here just when they were heading out. And Otis is just like,
I did.
Otis is like, Romeo was actually very helpful, but
wow,
who knew?
Excellent.
Who knew that someone could just take that many hits and just keep fighting? Really bought us a lot of time at a critical moment.
Oh my god, so they just wailed on this kid as a distraction?
No, it sounds like Romeo got into a fight with the Eerie. When things, when plans go wrong, as they often do when the guards descend, Romeo was able to hold the line long enough for the rest of the plan to finish.
Wow.
Amazing.
So let me see your scars. I got some new ones to show you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Romeo's like, oh, Romeo's got plenty of scars now. You're cool. Let's see your cool scars. And then he shows scars off.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
These two.
I was tortured for days. Did you know that this poison is supposed to kill a cat immediately? Yet for me, I have only one life, and I survived it for like a week.
Kills
it was
a
like
cat
3 days.
immediately. What kind of messed up?
Oh yeah. You better be lucky. You sure are lucky you're a rabbit.
Well, Romeo's lucky to be Romeo. Doesn't matter if rabbit or mouse or cat, Romeo would be Romeo. By any other animal, still be the same.
I believe it.
Oh, what a great connection to the Shakespeare.
You exchange
you are, bud.
Scar story. Sorry, what were you saying, Miffy?
I just said, yep, you sure are right, bud.
And so with those stories exchanged, there's definitely a bit of a rapport that builds up there. At least Romeo has this like strange respect for Miffy, or Unhinged. I don't know if it's reciprocal.
Yeah.
But like, Miffy, you definitely get the sense that Romeo respects your unhinged stories, right? So. All right. Anyone else you want to talk to at the moment?
Ember?
Birds, the pigeons,
Oh yes, the pigeon.
the twins.
They'll when they see you, they'll say, like, "Oh, we caught a glance at you across the festival. and we were considering whether to hurry over or let you make your way to us. Oh. We're glad that you sought us out.
Yeah!
You really were an inspiration back there, and, well, we knew we were in an unsustainable place before. I think you inspired us to be more ambitious with the out we took. Have you been to Velox's Bend?
We passed through it in the spring.
How was it at the time?
Oh, it was,
Things were,
they were ready for something new.
yeah.
They were absolutely ready to be doing something else with different people.
As were we. We left them with a performance to that effect, and we've heard from the messengers how things have gone. An independent Velox's Bend.
Right?
And the other one was,
Yeah.
we never,
Who would have thought?
we hoped for it, but to be honest, once the wanted posters with our faces started going up, we weren't brave enough to stick around.
I mean, it's generally best not to stick around when there are posters that are not promotional, you know?
But what luck that we find ourselves now in a clearing that not only is also going independent, but we hear word that there is a theater here that's about to be renovated.
Yes!
Oh yeah!
Oh, she'll love to meet you guys.
If by she, you mean the proprietress of said theater, we've already sought her out and made some deals of our own.
Oh, good!
It'll be a bit before you can see us perform on stage because the stage needs to be set. I'm told that for that the money needs to be in her hands, so there's going to be a few months, but, well, we're sure we can make a living with some small performances in the meantime, and we have a little bit saved.
Oh, excellent.
And at that, it's like, at this talk, I think, actually, I don't know if I want to bring Saren out quite yet because she's in with the important meetings. Did you want to talk to your family before the festival kicks into gear, Ember?
Yeah! If I don't find them, they'll find me.
All right, well, unless there was more you wanted to talk about with the pigeons, I saw an opportunity to introduce an NPC, was like, wait, not yet, and then I got sidetracked. But
yeah, that's fair.
Yep,
no, she's just happy to see him again, and talks
now
about
fully
what they've been up to.
performers. Yeah. Oh, and they'll mention,
Catching up.
it's like, actually, while you're here, across the crowd, we didn't only spot you, we spotted that sibling of yours. Perhaps you could assure him, or get assurances from him that there's no hard feelings? That we don't need to be looking over our shoulders?
I'll let him know that there should be no hard feelings. Can't promise he won't try to scare you now and again, though. He just does that.
Perhaps a bit of it is deserved for not.
Completely.
Or was that Milo?
I'm sure with your charm, you can make him easily forgive you.
Well, I don't know. If you see the grudge that he had in his expression when we saw him in Velox's Bend, both of the pigeons shudder. They're like in sync.
I mean, yeah.
Let's see.
Tracks. Oh, also, if you ever, I know you've got a good deal going here, and I'm really happy about that, but if you ever happen to travel again along the river bend, there's a nice little nice little steamboat that's run by William Mouse that I think you guys should take advantage of.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to settling in for a season. But a season is all we really wish to stay. After all, there's so much of the woodland to see. After all.
There we go. And what better way to see it than, at least, with a pleasure cruise, at least for a little bit.
And they're not connected to the company.
Yeah.
And both pigeons nod at that. Well, that's certainly a boon. We don't think we cause so much offense that the company will hate us on site forever and ever, but we may want to lie low for a little bit. Or at least
Just a
out
little
of their
bit.
gaze.
Yeah. Perfectly understandable.
Well, we don't want to hold you up too long, but before you go to mingle, we do have to know, given how inspiring your previous performance was, do you have any others upcoming that we should keep a mind on? Because we'd certainly like to attend it if there is.
Oh, there's nothing planned yet. But that's a possibility. It's up in the air right now. We've taken a break, done some traveling, but while we're here, maybe the celebration will be a little inspiring. We'll see.
We also got in the food business for like 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, that too.
Oh yeah, we're just natural entrepreneurs.
We did really well in Featherflight.
Like the
Yeah, we did.
food business. What sort of food? What manner of food are we discussing here?
Snow cones.
No?
Miffy, do you got the mask?
Cones?
Oh, it's probably around here somewhere. I like take it out and it's deflated and crumpled and scarier than ever.
Oh dear.
Looks like
No,
an even worse tonic ice cream sickle.
So you know how you get snow and you can make it like into an ice ball and eat it? Well, we put flavoring on that with all of the preserves, like
Yeah.
fruit preserves of various kinds. It's so good.
That sounds like a
People
delight.
have said it's no good.
Well, isn't that a delight of both flavor and temperatures?
Yes.
And it's not too chilly
went over.
yet. May we?
Oh,
Do you have any ice?
that's a great question.
wait.
There's some ice in this
Miffy?
play point.
Yeah.
We'll have to get back to you on that, but I will definitely let you know because we are out of supplies at the moment.
This is something where we
What
have
if we
it now
did this,
as
but
a...
instead of,
I'm sorry, what was that, Milo?
I was gonna be like, what if we did this with water instead of ice?
What if we did a
Juice?
mix of it, water and ice?
Oh, wait a minute. Write that down. Write that down.
We could call it wet ice.
No. Wet. Oh god.
Oh man, I want water ice now.
We can definitely get you some. Just I don't have any ice on me at
Yeah,
the moment.
this is something where we've now
Wait a minute,
promoted
what
this
if we-
to a sketch during the credit sequence. Like once this scene is done and the credits are rolling properly, it's like there's just like, you know,
just the stinger.
yeah, just like not even a full stinger, but just like, you know, something that's in the background as the credits scroll, just a still image of like, you know, giving them some stuff. Just like there's probably a
Milo
still
went
image
on
of them
to-
performing on stage, etc.
Oh yeah.
Milo went on to invent the popsicle and made millions off of it. He accidentally left a snow cone out overnight and it refroze with a stick in it.
There you go.
Boom.
Yep, here we go. Alright, it's canon.
Canon. All right. Now, are we off to Ember's family, or was there more to discuss with birds?
I wanted to ask Ember, did you want to talk to the doctor if they're there? If they're here?
I wouldn't assume that he is. He
I think the
lives-
doctor is unfortunately one of
Are
the
they?
few NPCs who is not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
No real
I
reason
wouldn't
to
work
leave.
here, but like he lives and works in a very specific location.
Yeah, and unlike the
Okay.
pigeons or Romeo, had no reason to travel, right?
Yeah. I might get his address though and just write to him and say I'm still alive.
Well, that would be fun.
Good idea.
You know what?
It's
We can
gonna be
add
in
that to the
general.
credits sketch sequences, right? It's like Ember sending a letter, the doctor receiving and sending one back. You know?
Oh.
Yeah. I in case it's not clear, I love the sketch sequence during credits showing like a near future
Aw,
epilogue.
yeah.
Like it's
Like-
always one of my favorite
Like
things.
Lilo and Stitch.
Oh my gosh.
No, I haven't seen
Well,
that
that's
movie
the
in
fifth
so
one.
long, but
They have photographs at the end.
Yeah.
oh, photo.
Yes.
Yeah, that's same idea. Yep.
Oh god, do you realize that movie's coming out this month?
What?
The live action remake's coming out this month. Yeah.
When did they do that?
Yeah.
Why? You know what? I'm just
I'm just going to
Alright.
continue not
that.
watching the live actions as I have been.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yep. I stay close.
Anyway,
Moving on.
we find Jasper in conversation with Ember's parents. They have that group has collided into one, and now it collides into a group of 4 as, well, 4 family members plus the 2 friends.
Yeah.
As you all wander in, and it sounds like they're talking about your father's new retirement job, I suppose. Well, like part-time job in retirement. Sounds like he's got he's got some work that he's very excited about.
Oh?
Man. It's like,
What's this I'm hearing?
your mother would say, your father is taking on a bit of work as an information broker. To which your father sort of shrugs a little bit. Well, the nature of encoded information means that you need to be able to process it rather quickly, and I know 3 languages already, so what's learning a few encryption methods here and there?
Ooh! That'll be so fun!
And Jasper, lowers his voice, and your mother does as well, conspiratorially, just as if don't let any Erie officials in the festival hear. But with Dion's den, your mother would say, with Dion's den as a truly independent clearing and the Marquis's close eyes now off of it, I think we're seeing a bit of a resurgence in covert transfer of valuables, which your father completes, but rather than valuable objects, the early things being brought through here are valuable pieces of information.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wait, should I be hearing this? Or
They sort of shrug. It's like, well, you're not you're not the cops. It's fine.
we sure aren't. We sure aren't.
Ember is delighted by this information.
And to that, your father would look to you, Ember, and ask, if I were to come across some enterprising information gatherers, have you in your travels learned of any particular places that I should suggest they go searching?
Actually... Well, there's a couple of different things, but first off, there is a lovely little steamboat that is not company affiliated at all, that goes all up and down the river, run by a wonderful William Mouse. Looks at Miffy, smiles. As long as he doesn't know that you're being illegal about it, it should be fine.
That there's a nod. It's like, especially since the company is something that we want to keep, that will be valuable to keep an eye on. I think having such a transport available and recommended would be a good thing to have in our pockets to supply to those who are particularly good at their jobs or go above and beyond.
I'm not sure if Featherflight has changed a whole lot since we were there, but there's a few places that are more amenable to, oh dear, I've just lost my train of thought.
Happens to me all the time.
Listen, we're about 3 deep in these margaritas, so it'll happen.
Yeah.
But they're so good.
They are. Oh my gosh.
Okay, also, Velox's Bend, I don't know if you heard, but is now denizen controlled.
We did hear that it had gone fully independent. I don't suppose you, with your recent interest in politics, have played any role in that.
Oh, we just did a play there is all, and maybe passed through on our way back.
Yeah, we're just inspiring the folks.
We're so damn inspiring.
We are, Miffy, we are.
At that, I think both of Ember's parents laugh. It's like, and her father would say, it does take a special sort of inspiring to provoke throwing off the government. So, I think you have some truth there.
Beams. What else?
Oh yeah, I think you want to tell Jasper don't hold too much of a grudge against the pigeons.
Oh, yes, thank you. The pigeons are a bit afraid of you. Don't milk it too much.
Jasper, like when you say that, Jasper like suddenly snaps his head their direction. It's like, can't imagine why.
Come on. If you're going to be in this line of work, you got to expect stuff like this to happen.
Yeah, but and like looks at Ember. It's like, we hold grudges.
Oh yeah, notice she said don't milk it too much, not don't do it.
We hold grudges. It's a little bit shorter with family for sometimes, a little bit longer with family other times. But look, I'm not gonna ruin their lives. You told me that they helped you find me, so I can still give them a hard time for getting me into that situation to begin with. But I'm not gonna, maybe I should talk to them in at least a little bit.
A little bit of clarity. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, Dad, also, I have some news about a marquee outpost, if you are interested.
Marquee outpost? What do you mean by that?
And then she talks about Pallet Crown.
Ooh. And when you explain the top secret marquee outpost that only you and the marquee know the location of, he is very interested. Well, now that is very valuable. I don't think
I want to help him out with his new job.
Well, this is more than helping out. I think if I find the right person, this will be worth a lot. And I don't think I can, in good conscience, not give my own child a commission for such valuable information. You'll have to wait a bit. Let me figure out exactly how much it is worth to someone, but I'll expect a cut of quite a bit, I'm assuming.
I await your information. Have fun with it.
Oh, he certainly will. All right. Well, then with that, did you have more you wanted to discuss with family?
Ember probably picked up a handkerchief or scarf or something in Featherflight for her mom.
Oh, very nice. And so she probably puts it on for the festival, adds it to the ensemble, alongside probably alongside like a wrist. I don't know what it's not like a bracelet, but it's got like cloth dangling from it and such that like Jasper had given her. So she's got decorations from two of the children. As the announcement, the new interim Lord of Dion's Den, Lord Blith Nightsong, emerges from the cavern, and with honestly, it's very quiet. Like, Dion's Den is now a free, self-governed clearing, which is then repeated a bit more loudly by Saren Banko, who's flanking him, who says, "You hear that? We're finally free! Free again!" And so with that, she throws a bottle somewhere and it breaks, and it's just like everyone goes wild, right?
Absolutely. It's going to be a crazy party, y'all.
Oh, great.
So the music swells. You get a chance to talk with the mayor, who, of course, recognizes you. And much like Otis says, when we first interacted, I thought one thing about you. Then we interacted again, and I thought very different things about you. And now I see that there was...
We thought the same.
Sorry, was that?
I pretty much always thought the same. pretty much been constant with my feelings about you, I'm gonna be honest.
There's a pause. Well, I hope I've lived up to them, as I look forward to stewarding Dion's Den for the next couple of months until the council takes over. I think this has been a long time coming, and, well, I think we've all played our part.
Here, you know.
Sorry, what was that, Ember?
Yeah.
Good work's been done here.
Yes, I do think so. And it's not something...
I feel like we have...
Milo,
I feel like we all played a part in it, some more than others.
Yes, exactly that. You know, ever since the Marquis first arrived here, I think I played a critical role in the lack of bloodshed then, and my hard work over the past year surely put a lot of credit towards the lack of bloodshed again now. He says, completely misinterpreting your words to be an endorsement of him. But you know.
Yep. I'm sure you definitely put in effort.
Truly, not many clearings can say to have survived these past years with as little bloodshed as Dion's Den has gone through. And that part is at least true. Whether or not he can take credit for it,
yeah.
But that part is true.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the festival. And unless you had something specific you wanted to talk to him about, which I don't imagine, but...
No.
No, just get out of here. Go on, get out of here.
Saren Banco
All right, get out.
would also notice you all and come
Not
over
yet,
very excited and say, everything's really worked out. Let me tell you, after your suggestions, not only did we get paid pretty well by the Marquis for rescuing that one man and all the information, but all of the work since, let's just say that I can afford to refurbish that theater that was falling up. Definitely not a hazard to me and anyone who used to perform there. So,
Yay!
Oh, that's
Congratulations!
You finally get those skeletons out of the ticket taker booth.
exactly. No one wanted to remove them for me, and well, now that I have enough money, they're willing to do it anyway. And I heard from a pair of pigeons that you all had put on quite a performance yourself. If you're interested in it, once the theater is fully renovated, I would love to have you on one of the opening nights.
Oh,
wow.
That would be so
That'd be lovely.
You will, of course,
We
be
haven't performed
compensated.
in a...
Oh, sorry, Milo, continue.
Oh, sorry if I keep interrupting you.
No,
but-
no, it's alright.
Well, of course, we haven't performed in a while, so we're gonna have to,
practice.
brush up on it. But we would love to do so.
Oh, well, don't worry. I've just secured the funds for the renovation myself, so there's a little bit of time for the actual renovation to take place. So, see what your creative mind craves, come up with something, put it all together. You have at least a few weeks, perhaps a month or two. And we can
Okay.
go on stage. Don't worry, you'll be compensated generously.
It zooms in on Milo's minds, on Milo's head when she says creative minds, and it's just like a dust bowl and a tumbleweed passes through.
No.
See, I was thinking like
Yep.
a hamster on a wheel, but not moving.
Yeah. It's also a live action shot.
And I will say that I don't know if the players remember, but the characters would remember that Saren Banco was known for being a thief who retired after a big heist and then squandered all of her money. And it seems like she has just come into money and is immediately spending it all again. So some people just...
Well, it's investment.
Yes, that's right,
yourself.
exactly.
And your art.
Alright. Was there anyone else you wanted to talk to? The NPCs.
Oh, who was it that we stayed with here? I can't remember her name.
Oh, right, the fan.
Yeah, does anyone remember? I have her in my notes. No
I
one.
know it.
Nope.
deer. It's deer.
Oh, you're really close.
On a deer. On a deer.
You got it.
Oh, that's right. Wow, good memory.
She was on a deer, and I'm on a beer right now. Not really.
Yeah, you find
That's how I
Anna
always
deer,
said this.
and she very excitedly, reconnects with, especially Milo, being the fan. Like, just like, isn't it inspiring? Dion's Den being fully independent. Are you going to do a performance today for the festival?
Oh, today? I couldn't do it today. It's much planning, but if you spot me, tickling the tambourine a little or fiddling with my feelers, come on by. I'm sure to entertain your lot.
Well, I'll keep my ears out and listening. Glad to see you back. What have you been up to? I think...
I've been going into some stage production, learning how to score and write screenplays and all that.
Stage screenplay, wow.
I'm sure
really
you'd love it. Stage play, not screenplay.
Stage play, yep. Is there something specifically you wanted to talk to Anadir about, or did you just want to see that she's here?
Anna, when we came here, you showed us such warmth and hospitality. I gotta give you a little something. No, it may not be much, but I think it's a part of me that I just want to share. And I take one of the symbols off my tambourine, and I give it to her, like tied up in a little ribbon. There you go. So even if I may not be in Dion's Den, you can always hear a little echo of me whenever you want.
I struggle between wanting her to just do the classic fan thing of like swoon and pass out, but that's probably great. That's probably a great way to have this conversation.
Oh my god! Oh no! What'd I do?
Happened again.
This never happened before.
Really?
Oh god! Miffy, what do I do?
I think she likes it.
You just prop her up in one of the chairs.
No one saw I did anything bad, right?
Yeah.
Wow, you're a real killer, aren't you?
Miffy, don't bring that up yet. Not near Ember's dad.
Processing.
Just let's give her some air and
get her in a chair.
Let her. Let's give her like an autograph too. There we go.
All right. Well, in that case, is there anyone else you wish to talk to? I think we've covered almost everyone, if not everyone.
I got nothing.
Arrow.
Arrow's not here, unfortunately.
Oh.
But we'll keep a pin on that
the door
one.
in a cyber suit that aims his laser blaster at Miffy.
We'll keep a pin on
All
that.
right, I think that's it.
All right. Well, in that case, is there anything the Vagabonds want to say to each other before we zoom out?
We're like at the big bonfire, kind of sitting near each other, and we've had a good time. It gets a little quiet. And I go, I said I'm gonna go to Milltown and set up my place there, and then I think I'm gonna start biking around the woodlands.
You're gonna become a monarch?
What? Bike? No, not a bisexual monarch. No. Like that contraption. The
Right. Okay.
That's a good one. The
if you are
contraption
that's
the Marquis
fine.
gave me.
But
I don't know. I've never seen another sentient bug around here, and
that's fair.
yeah. Okay. Well, that doesn't matter about species. I'm getting off track. What I'm saying is, I might go. I'm gonna travel, and it's gonna be by myself. Need to take in what I've done with y'all, and I honestly don't know what to do with it. So hopefully this trip clears my mind.
The music changed.
We did do a lot together.
I've gotten too big, and I'm gonna pretend like I know no one. LOL, JK. But when I'm gone, I'll be thinking about you, and hope y'all stay in a reasonable amount of trouble.
Yeah. Also, you come back and visit us too. We'll be traveling around or not. I don't know yet, actually. But we're not gonna leave you alone,
We also know where you live, so
it's true.
Oh yeah. So if you could just bring in the mail every so often and air out my shack, that'd be nice. But you know what? This festival here, if it happens every year, I'll be sure to come by. I expect you two to come by too.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, remember, I wasn't sure bringing you on the crew. When me and Miffy got brought up there and into the Dungeon Iron route, we were a little skeptical of you. At least I was, but you really got quite the charm to you. I hope that never dulls.
Aw, thank you. And I get it. I fool everyone.
Yeah, quite the enigma. And Miffy, I turn to her. I know you've done a lot of things in your life that would make a lot of people shudder. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing the way you are, but I just worry about you. So if you're going to be doing what you do, I want you to do it with your own life in mind. You got another chance, and that's hard to come by. You got pulled from the brink of death, and I don't want you to squander that. Also, we did a lot of heinous shit to get you back, so don't make that be a waste either.
I'll never forget what you did for me. I can promise you that. You two, you're a lot tougher than I gave you credit for. I thought I have to be pulling on all of the weight for what I wanted to do and what we did, but you're all talented in your own right, and obviously we know this, you know this. I wouldn't be here without you, so good luck to you, King.
Thank you. And you too, Queens. And we give a little toast, and I think we pull out there.
Yeah, unless either of the other two have something they want to say.
What's early in the morning, and everybody's hungover, and there's a voice that says, all right, get out.
Oh, I thought we were going to end on Dion's Denny's.
Dion's Denny's is the greatest place to go for a hangover cure.
Yeah.
All right. I think
it's like that shawarma at the end of the credits scene of just everyone quietly eating and tired.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, that's it. With it, we see our Vagabonds at Dion's Denny's recovering from the party the next morning, and it zooms out over the woodlands. Who knows if we will come back to these characters or this setting in another campaign. But the adventures, at least sounds like Milo's traveling along, and Ember and Miffy have yet to decide, but everyone has their home now, at least somewhat near to one another. And we have the town of Dion's Den, freshly independent, along with Velox's Bend. The company's been dealt a pretty severe blow, losing one of their only clearings that they control and some of their leadership. But the war is not over yet. And really, in the woodlands, will it ever be? And so here, the campaign ends with our Vagabonds victorious and celebrating. Unless, because you guys did say some keywords, I could give a small post-credits scene that comes off as a stinger for perhaps a sequel that may never happen, because I like to jump into different systems and settings. So even if whatever the next campaign is, it highly likely not Root. But
go for it. It'd be like Green Lantern.
I was going to not mention this at all, but people kept asking about Arrow and about Romeo's butthole.
Oh no.
No,
Romeo, what have you in there? What have you brought?
He's friends with Arrow? Oh my god. That makes sense though.
The day after the festival, while the party is recovering at Dion's Denny's, Romeo goes past the edge of town, past Azure Grand's house that's been subsumed into town, and wanders off into the woods, where he follows markings on trees. Markings that lay out a hidden path as it were. One for only those who know where it is. Markings that lead to this almost like Pallet Crown in a way. Pallet Crown was this overgrown ruin of an eerie town. But here, it is an overgrown town of what formerly were inhabited by mice. Stone buildings pushing up from the earth, now with this gentle hill obscuring them, though the entrances have since been cleared away. And there's life here. People moving with purpose. A lot of rabbits, foxes, and mice.
Oh my.
Romeo returns to this place with the expression of someone who has been here many times before. And he greets a particular mouse who's holding a very fancy bow.
He found it!
Romeo's back.
Oh my god, my fire starter?
Party went great. Give him a couple weeks, maybe a month or two, then we can go talk to them, see what they think. And at that, Arrow turns around and says, yes, one way or another, Dion's Den will join the Alliance.
Dang.
Dang.
Imagine this is how Arrow rises to the camera. And in the same, like, suit as Darth Vader, but does have mice ears on it.
Ears. Mouse ears.
Yeah.
Yep. Arrow lived, and started a new faction. But
Probably it got a nasty scar, too.
Whoa. Damn.
And but if we ever come back to this setting, and even if we come back to Root, we may just want to do a different clearing. But suffice to say, things are still lively here, and adventures are still to be had.
For sure.
So, thank you.
I like just real quick. I like the little things you have for heritage lost.
Mhm.
But it does make it look like the bunny icon was like it hopped to that spot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, of course, because you're the bunny. You were there all along. Oh my god. God, the storytelling.
Yeah. All right. Oh, me. Yes, me.
The whole time.
I was here the whole time.
It's here the whole time.
Well, thank you so much to all of you, my wonderful players, for sticking around for this whole 15 session campaign. 16 if you count the non-stream session 0. Where we can
When was that?
It was so fun.
Yeah, I hope you all
was.
had a great
Oh my
time.
gosh.
And thank you for anyone who has listened in at any point or goes back and watches the VOD. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed running it.
Yeah.
We are very much near the end of our time, but since the campaign's over and we got a couple minutes, if you guys have any closing thoughts you would like to share about the campaign before I put us on to, closing, I give you the floor.
Mind if I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
This has been a wonderful time. It's inspired me artistically. It's been something to look forward to, every Thursday. Sometimes I kind of wish it wasn't every Thursday because I want to go out and do certain things. But I'm very glad I've been doing this every week when we can. You guys have been phenomenal. I've had fantastic players with me and a fantastic GM. It's the first full campaign of any RPG I've ever done with anyone.
Oh wow!
So it's a hold a very special place in my heart. And here's to many more, especially with you guys.
Yeah.
And perhaps new people.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
An honor to be part of your first.
Yeah, I got to meet Masha. I didn't really know before this, but I'm glad to have played with them and met them.
Yes.
Yay.
More friends.
More friends.
Yeah,
more friends.
More friends. Yeah, well, in that case, Ember, do you have anything you would like to add next? thoughts on-
Briefly, still related to events, I headcanon that Ember also gets her dad involved in some pen pal shenanigans with the doctor because he was wanting to know more about outside. And
I
her
like
dad is
that.
from outside. So I think, and
nice.
especially since they're more in the same similar age bracket, she would get them going.
Yeah, that's true. It's nice
Hook up
for
your
nice to
dad
have.
with pen pal.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah. But also, I have just been really happy to have a chill game to join and have fun with. Not there's been a lot going on with life and things and stuff. And I've been a part of some campaigns before, but this had a different feel to it and I liked it a lot. And I love my other stuff as well, but like new people, new vibes, new fun times, and just how this all went. Also, this is my introduction to anything root oriented. So like I like this a lot.
I had not heard of Root until Mordio pitched it to us.
Yeah.
It's also crazy. We during an event, I was with Mordio and Nova. We met some of the designers and the artists for Root.
What?
And
Yeah, that was cool.
Dang!
And I might have put upon Nova by saying, they do art of our campaign. Show them to them. And we had to stand around awkwardly as Nova tried to load it up on their phone,
Yeah,
even
it
though the
was,
battery was bad in the building.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
sorry
such
about
bad
that.
internet.
That's so sad.
But it's okay. I did bring it. Didn't animate, but I did get to show the talk sprites that weren't animated. But yeah,
good.
Yeah.
That's
that
so
was so fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned at the beginning of the campaign, but Root is it's a fun asymmetrical board game, but though it is kind of intense too. I think there's much more complicated one, but it's a very fun asymmetrical board game with a lot of really good meeples and tokens and things. It's a very satisfying one to play, in addition to wonderful tabletop RPG. So
Yes.
Yeah. Got new meeples too that we got to see.
Yeah, Nova, any particular thoughts from you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been a player in Mordio's campaigns for like a decade. And for the group, we have like a typical group that's sort of shifted over the years, but has mostly consisted of the same people. And I love that group. But it is really fun to like have a new dynamic with new people. And obviously, you guys are so amazing. I think this group has such a strong synergy with each other, and that I always am so happy when I hear people, you guys talking about it, or like supplying artwork, or just like memes thinking about it. When you're in the campaign, you guys are so excitable, and you have direction, and that's really valuable as players. So I commend you guys for jumping into this, especially Hamo, knowing that this is like one of your first like completed stuff. Like you did so spectacularly, and like just such a joint lead. Like very often I have to sort of like pull teeth sometimes when like I have to lead a little bit sometimes, but you guys have such drive that you're like, I feel like equals with you guys, and I like that.
Okay, I actually felt like I was a little, like I might have been pulling the group a little bit, and that worried me. So,
no, not at all.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I mean by pull is, like
synergy.
Right, it's a synergy. Like I want you to pull in a certain direction, or in whatever direction you think is good, because it's not fun to be the only decision maker, right? I like when you have opposing opinions, or you have a different like way you want to go about things. I think those are all assets.
Yeah. Also, just real quick, the last session when it looked like Miffy was gonna die, oh my god, I was clenched. I was like, oh god, no.
It very easily could have
I was
happened.
actually like a little worried that Nova was like, oh, does Nova not like the session? And they
No.
like,
Quite the contrary. Like I wanted.
But you're trying to be true to the character.
Yeah, exactly. Try to be true to the character. Make a good story, And if that means Miffy dies, then well, that's just how it goes. But it didn't, and I like the way it ended.
Yes.
And,
same.
There's a lot of people have different relationships to their characters, whether it's like from on a character by character basis or a player basis, but like I'm one of those people. I know Nova at least sometimes is one of those people where it's like, if they die, right, to the character, right? It's like, don't get me wrong. It's like, I really have affection for my characters, and I'm sure Nova has affection for Miffy. But if it's a good story, that's what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And the dice say so. That's also the important quality.
An important part.
Yeah.
And are you with the dice?
All right. Well, once again, thank you.
Wait, what about you?
Oh, what about me?
Yeah.
Great
Worst
question.
campaign ever DM'd.
Well,
you're
I've had it as a
wonderful,
goal under our Twitch right now. I think it's still there, that I wanted to run a tabletop RPG on stream, and this is it. This is that goal accomplished.
You have done it.
Yeah.
So that was one of the first goals I had
yeah.
while streaming. You know, one of the main things I wanted to do. Right? It's like I love doing tabletop RPGs. As Nova says, I have been running them for about a decade, and I finish my campaigns. They end, right? Like we make it to the end. And so I wanted to make sure I got
Admirable.
one on as a stream thing. And I think this system with all of you lovely players was a great way to do our first RPG stream here at the library. It was a nice, relatively lightweight system. And as Nova already said, as a cast, you all got together, got along swimmingly. There were a lot of times where I could just sit back and let you guys roleplay for a bit, which is always nice as a GM to be able to take a break and just listen instead of being the voice in the sky all the time, you know? So, like, I very much appreciated the three of you making the time. Like, you know, it's not an easy thing to do it every week. And we certainly didn't make every week for various reasons here and there. And but I think trying to set that cadence is such a key to actually getting through it, and the fact that you were willing to put up with it for a campaign, I really appreciate that. I know it's not an easy thing to do for all sorts of reasons, right? So
when you're adulting.
Yeah, exactly. God. So I try to set a relatively strict schedule. Like I try to ask a lot of people to get through campaigns, and all of you rose to answer that, and I appreciate that very much. I've had a lot of fun running Root. I'm glad to hear that you all had fun as well, and we will certainly run more tabletop campaigns here at the library. Though
heck yeah.
I tend to take a decent break between campaigns to creatively recharge.
A good plan.
So
perhaps even with Mordio as a player instead of a GM.
So, well, if you are going to volunteer,
I mean, perhaps a little 1-2 session Space Kings.
Oh, that could be fun.
Will we see the return of Ashley and Lee, and maybe a new friend or friends?
Well, that could be fun. That could be fun if someone wants to GM it. Stairs.
Possibilities.
Yeah, but I'll if someone else is going to run a game, I will leave it to that someone else, Stairs, to organize it.
But God, that sounds hard now.
Yeah. That's unfortunately that's one of the hardest parts of GMing a lot of the time, is the organizing. But we'll end here for tonight. I'll put us over on into closing. Yeah, we'll definitely look forward to more RPG stuff here. At the Liminal Branch Library after a break where we go to our usual gaming and arting for at least a few weeks, if not a couple months. And then we'll hear about the rest of that later. Does anyone have anything they...
28 weeks ago.
I'm sorry, what was that?
What?
28 weeks ago, I drew...
Oh my gosh.
The first character sprite, so it was at least 28 weeks ago.
Yeah,
wow, damn.
You probably drew those before we started officially, right?
Yeah, but it's an approximate time, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's roughly a session every other week. That's roughly a session every other week since we came up with the characters. Though I think there was a long break at the beginning between coming up with the characters and actually starting because Nova and I were gone. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Volo, music. Are we Limbus Company fans? We're pretty big fans of Lobotomy Corp and Library of Ruina, but neither of us have played Limbus Company. So no
Limbus.
No Limbus, but yes, Ruina.
Well, speaking of Limbus, let's all get a little stack of Limbus bread and say goodbye.
Yeah, let's say goodbye. So, anyone have anything they want to plug for the upcoming week, starting with you, Hambone?
I think I'll do a stream tomorrow. I've been getting into Fields of Mysteria.
Oh.
So I might play that
Ooh,
stream.
fun! Love that game.
Yeah, no, I'm romance-wise, I'm leaning towards Juniper or Reyna. So we'll
Good.
see that.
Choices.
Very valid.
Or maybe, tomorrow's the big Fortnite Star Wars update, so I might do that. But if you would like to know when I go live and what I'll be doing, you can follow me on Twitch at Radio Bonaire or Blue Sky at Radio Bonaire.
Oh, you didn't link everybody in the title.
Oh no, I forgot on the last one. I'm sorry. I was trying to think of a business pun.
If they've listened this far to the finale, they know who we are.
That is true.
They can find us.
That is true.
Just gonna start at the end and go backwards.
Well, regardless, I shouted out you.
All right.
All right,
Well,
thank you.
We've got that upcoming. And then what about you, Amasha? I know you're in the middle of a pretty busy set of things going on in terms of non-streaming activities. I don't know if you've got anything you're trying to get on your schedule, if you're playing it.
No, I'm taking a couple of weeks off to get life things dealt with.
Understood. Well, hope everything gets dealt with in the smoothest manner possible.
I'll deal with it.
And as for us here at the library, tomorrow night, Nova and I return to Monster Hunter. We both did some off-stream grinding this time. So we are I don't want to say fully prepared, but we are better prepared for that fight tomorrow. So
I'm actually excited to see where you are because I want to show you a Palico armor, but I don't know if you're at the monster for it yet, so we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, we will see. And then, of course, on Monday, we have art streams, as always.
Yeah.
But that's it for us here tonight at the Liminal Branch Library. We hope you've had a good time here, and we hope to see you again soon. Goodbye and good night.
All right, last one, Miffy. What do we always say?
All right, get out.
Yay!
Say the thing.